Hello and welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. In today's reading, we're looking all about your soulmate, your divine counterpart, your romantic connections. This can be someone new coming in the future or someone that you're already with. We just want to dive into the energy of one of the most important, if not the most important, soul connection in terms of romantic love in your energy and in your field right now. I'm very excited for this reading. We have 5 piles so that we can get as much variety as possible for this general reading. So for group 1, we have the Unicorn Tarot. And I'm actually going to split the decks and show you one card to give you a little bit more of the energy. And this Amazonite crystal. So let's split the deck. And we have 9 of Cups. Okay. We're not mad at 9 of Cups. So that's what the cards look like to give you a little bit more information on the energy that you can tune into. So that is group 1. Group 2, we have this black tourmaline moon and opal charm, as well as the Light Seers Tarot. So let's split the deck here. Knight of Cups. Spirit's coming through. Spirit's coming through. This figure is holding roses here. There's a white stallion and a picnic here. Listen. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, group 3 is the Journey Tarot and the Amethyst Sphere. And let's split this deck. And we've got 3 of Swords. We've got 3 of Swords. So this could be meaningful to someone. Maybe you're going through a heartbreak right now. Maybe this is someone who brings in healing for you, right? For past hurts. We'll get more into it in the reading. And group 4, we have the Angel Wings. Rose Quartz Angel Wings. And let's split this deck. This is the Muse Tarot. Oh, 2 of Pentacles. Okay, wonderful. A lot of flowers going on here. This person's looking very happy. Okay, and for the last deck, last but never least, group 5 has this quartz shell. And this is the Aquarius Tarot. King of Wands! Okay! I can't believe we got 2 kings coming through. Wow! Okay, this says authentic, motivational. Okay, wow. I could not be more excited for this reading. Thank you for joining me here today. Whenever you're ready, take your time, tune into the energy of the group or groups that you feel drawn to, and then we will see you in your reading. Hello group 1s and welcome to your reading. You chose this Unicorn Tarot, great choice. And the 9 of Cups card that popped out of that split, as well as this Amazonite pendant. Now, as we proceed here, these readings are an open, welcoming space for everybody. So when I'm speaking about soulmates, divine counterparts, masculine, feminine energies, types of relationships, know that these messages are open and not limited to any sort of gender, background, identity, or the way love is experienced and expressed for you. So just know that as I speak, you can apply this to whatever your particular situation and preference is. 5 of Pentacles coming out right away there, sideways. What else do we got here? Spirit for group 1. 3 of Pentacles, nice. The Star. I love that for you. And 2 of Swords and the Hermit. Okay, wow. Okay, let's get these all out here. So 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, the Sun, the Hermit, we'll put that over there. And the 2 of Swords. Okay, so right away... Oh, let's get one more. I didn't realize that those were uneven. One more, please. Oh, one more. Really wanted to come out there. The King of Pentacles. Wow. Ah, I love this for you. Okay. So let's get right into it. So, for your future love life, now remember, this can be if you're single, someone that's coming along your path. This is energy surrounding you. This can be the person that you're with right now, a future person, a divine counterpart, however you progress on your journey with your love life. This is an energy that's surrounding you. Let's start with the Nine of Cups because that came out first. The Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillment. You feel so content, you feel safe, you feel appreciated and seen in this connection. This is a person that you can be your true self with. There's no masks, there's no pretending, there's no trying to impress or be something. It's so abundant and so fulfilling. There's nothing lacking from that perspective of I wish my partner would do this, or I only wish. There's none of that. This person fills all of your nine cups. Of course, you're filling your cups too, but we're talking about the connection here. So, from that perspective, you feel completely content. You don't have a wandering eye. They don't have a wandering eye because all of your needs are being met. You both feel deeply connected and happy and content, and it's like a wish come true. Now you have that star card. That star card can be called a wish come true. This is about emotions again. Look at the unicorn pouring here from the cups, pouring here from the cisterns into the water. The star is that fulfillment of a wish. That's the star is, I always take it as healing. Now, some people say that if you notice on certain cards of the hermit, the star is actually in the hermit's lantern. So I actually love that you got the star also in this reading because I feel like this is something that you've been holding on to in terms of a true heart's desire for a very long time. Something that when you've been in your alone time and isolated and not in connections, or if you're in a connection, or before when you've just been on your own and in your quiet space, you really hold this wish and this desire for this emotionally fulfilling partnership close to you. It's something that you're really, you've always wanted it. I see you like as a small child, perhaps being like, I can't wait to find my person. I can't wait to have, maybe you were a little boy crazy, or a girl crazy, or like whatever your preference is, kind of like, had that dreamy kind of like pictures of your favorite bands up on your wall. Spirit's just showing me if that resonates for you. I'm just seeing some of you having that romantic hope, like maybe you watch rom-coms and romantic, really like emotionally, like what is that one I'm seeing? Jane, is it Jane Eyre or Pride and Prejudice? I'm just seeing some kind of like very romantic style movies where you've always had that dreamy energy about you, where you're like, I know this person exists. Maybe you found them. Anything that I'm saying, if you're with your person, then I could be describing that energy. That dreamy energy where you're just, you never hardened up your heart. You never lost hope. You never lost that burning desire in your lantern for that. Excuse me while I just put a pillow under my lower back, because in your reading, we're not about any sort of discomfort. We're about our needs being met. I can really feel the energy so strongly here. Now, I'm going to get more oracle cards for you, but I want to finish your tarot because it's such a beautiful spread here. So let's go into the Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, King of Pentacles energy. Five of Pentacles, you've not always felt abundant in love. I think you've been in situations where you've felt left out in the cold, or maybe it had nothing to do with love and just life situations where you're like, things are tight. I'm, trying to make ends meet. I feel kind of restrained or a little bit disappointed and discouraged about the way that my relationships have been going, or the way that my life is kind of panning out right now, feeling a little bit left out in the cold. Maybe that's the energy that you're in now, or maybe that's the energy you've been in the past before you met your person or before you meet your person. Two of Swords. Now, I love this Two of Swords because I feel strongly that in this choice here, this unicorn, which would be you, is choosing from their heart. I feel like you may have crossroads energy at some point, and this person could be very integral in you making that choice. For example, maybe this is you meet someone and they get a job overseas and they're like, move with me, like come with me, and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is a huge choice, a huge decision that I didn't see on my path, right? Or maybe this is someone that you right after you make a huge crossroads decision, like you decide to go back to school, a huge life kind of, there's two paths opening up before you. I see, maybe this is how you met your person. And as you take one of those paths, the reason why you're guided in this timeline to that path is because it leads you down the path to this soulmate, to this divine counterpart connection. So I see there being a moment in your life where you have to make a choice. I don't really feel like it's about love, but it could be. It could be that you're in a relationship that is not emotionally fulfilling at that point, or in a job. I feel like there's something that you're called through onto a path that leads to this divine counterpart, because this Two of Swords energy is showing up here. I do not feel that this has anything to do with your person. I feel that when you meet your person, you will know. I don't sense anything else on the table here that's showing that you would be unsure about them, but there could be some crossroads moment that leads you to them. Now, the Three of Pentacles, you guys build something together. I love how this looks like a house or a cathedral, or in this case, the unicorns are building a stable. And now look at this. This unicorn has a design idea, and this unicorn is building it. This is collaboration with this person where you can build your life together and you can create dreams together. You might even go to business with this person. That could be part of the crossroads energy, where maybe you've been doing something your whole life, you meet your person, and all of a sudden you guys are like, let's build something, let's open a coffee shop, let's create this platform, let's start a channel together, let's go into business together. This can also be building your home together. So you're working collaboratively. I see their family and your family and maybe friend group, whatever you call family, whoever's around you, a lot of collaboration. Like I see people, I don't know why I'm seeing this, but I'm seeing like a lot of wedding gifts, or like registry. So maybe you've met your person and you're getting married, or maybe that happens, if that's something that you're wanting, because I see the communities around you really supporting you and being like, hey, why don't you guys stay in our apartment out back until you get on your feet. Or maybe I'm describing something that already happened to you, right? And maybe this is how things played out at the beginning of your relationship. If you're with your person while we build your house, or while you guys build your house, or you have a friend who says, hey, why don't let me pay for your guys' honeymoon. I just see a lot of support here with that Three of Pentacles, a lot of giving and taking, and you guys feel very held and protected by your families and communities in your relationship as it's budding. People give you advice, like good advice, like, hey, this is starting out. Hey, why don't you this? Hey, why don't we help you here? We can help you guys get started on that. We can help you furnish your first apartment, or whatever it is. And then the King of Pentacles. I see there be a little bit of rags to riches energy here, in the sense that you guys may start out very humble and then build your life to something very fulfilling, satisfying, and financially stable. The King of Pentacles, that energy knows how to create wealth, legacy, knows how to financial plan for the future. So I see this person, either you or the person you're meeting, there's an energy that's very financially responsible. Not only responsible, but knows how to build wealth. I am strongly seeing someone who has their own business. Like this could be a home builder, or someone who's a carpenter. I'm seeing, because I'm seeing this hammer here, they keep showing me someone who's started their own practice, someone who's in financial planning, accounting. It doesn't have to do with, but like wealth management. It doesn't have to have anything to do with that. But there's something where they Like it could be they have their own, hair salon or something. It's something where they've realized to create their wealth, they want to be, in charge of their future, and they want to create a beautiful life together with you. Now, for some reason, I'm seeing you more as the hermit in this and them more as the king of pentacles. But if those energies are reversed, then reverse them. I'm actually going to put those two cards together. Spirit is showing me. They're like, it's the King of Pentacles and the Hermit. So this could be a very earthy energy. It doesn't have to be, but this could be Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus energy. This could be, because that's two earth signs, the Hermit and the King of Pentacles. I think the King of Pentacles is, yeah. I sometimes get that one confused, but there's a lot of signs on the table here. Obviously, we have Aquarius and different things, like there's air signs here. But so don't get too caught up in that. But it's an energy of someone who maybe has been used to being on their own or is very comfortable being on their own, and then someone else who is also kind of reserved. I don't see any like flashy energy here, or I feel this is very safe connection. This is someone who you feel so at home with, because earthy energy is very comfortable. It's a little bit slower moving. There's no uncertainty. It's like putting on your favorite cozy socks and sweatshirt and cozy sweatpants when you get home. That's what the connection feels like. And you both sit down and have a drink of whatever your favorite thing is, and you make a cozy meal, and you watch your favorite shows, and you build your life together. You talk about your dreams. You talk about what's fulfilling. And now with this Five of Pentacles, I think you both share a background of that rags to riches, or something that was disappointing. Like maybe you both had failed relationships or failed marriages, or maybe you both came from, lack of abundance, in your younger years, or maybe you both didn't come up with a strong family structure and now your friends are more of your family. There's something here with like a bit of like an orphan energy, like being left out in the cold in your past, and that has created this emotional fulfillment that both of you desire. Both of you want to create and build a life together and create this magical healing star energy. This wish is fulfilled. It's so equal, I'm seeing, and it's so abundant. Excuse me. It's not like one person's more in it and the other person, there's none of that. It's like two people equally moving, very grounded and steady and sure. I see the relationship evolving very patiently and at a pace that is comfortable for both of you. Now let's get more cards here. Okay, what else can you show us for excuse me, group one? Oh my gosh, there's so much. Like I see so much abundance here. First, let me get one of these where it's like, it could be this, it could be that, it could be this. I feel like you have so many options. There's no restriction in this energy with this person. Your life feels abundant, but not even about wealth, even though I think that you have everything that you need. And I think you have the finer things, but in a very like, I want to say humble way. Like you design your home, like you've built your own home, which, what, like for some people is like, a wild idea, but it's kind of like by some standards humble. Like I feel like you guys have exactly what you need, and you like creature comforts, and that bonds you together. Show us an overall energy here for group one. I do see you building a family here, if that's something that you're interested in, because of the Three of Pentacles. There's just a lot of growth energy here, a lot of planting seeds for the future, which can be like legacy, building a family. Show us more for group one. Oh, wonderful. You got card 10, Moon, Mystic, Intuition, Inner Knowing, Trust Your Visions, Secrets. I feel like your connection, one of you with the Hermit is very spiritually inclined. And I feel like the other person is too. Like you may talk about things like that, like maybe ancestors or grandparents who have passed on. You may talk about like, oh, I see signs of them. Or I feel like the King of Pentacles energy is very open to those things, but I feel like the Hermit person is very spiritually, like this moon mystic. You may even call yourself a mystic. You're deeply emotionally in tune, and you let this person into this inner world like no one that you have before. And I see that being such a refreshing aspect for your person, where they're like, I've never been with someone, or I've never met someone who has this emotional depth, you know? Like I think that really like just lights them up and draws them to you, where I don't think they've met, like I just keep seeing that. Like I don't think they've met anyone like you before, and I think they're intrigued by you and like enchanted by you. They're charmed by you. They're like, maybe you have like your, you know, rituals and your practices and your crystals and whatever it is that you do, your herbs I'm seeing, or your Reiki or your sound baths. And I feel like this person is like, they're so not used to that. Like they may be like, what is this? But I see them like picking up everything and like looking at the crystals, and they want to know about your rituals and your routines and your spiritual life. I feel like it's intriguing to them, you know, like it really, they feel like I'll never find another, like they would never leave this connection, because they're like, there's no one like my Hermit, you know, or my King of Pentacles. There's no one like this person who really truly just gets me. Show us more for this connection for group one. Oh my gosh, my stomach is growling. I don't know if you're picking that up on the mic, but I apologize. Show us more for group one's connection. Ah, new beginnings. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense with the Two of Swords. Now, for some of you, this could be someone from your past if you're open to that, because I did get that download like real quick with kind of like a Six of Cups energy, like someone coming back around and you having a new beginning with them. So take that as if it resonates, or this is what's probably more prevalent in the energy, a stronger energy is you guys are beginning after something. Like I said, like you've both left relationships that were unsatisfying, or you're both divorced at that point and you're starting a new beginning together. Oh, and you got opportunity. Yeah, I see that with this Three of Pentacles and this building energy. This connection is full of opportunity for both of you. It creates more. You guys being together are more. You have, like I said, like you either support their business or they support your business, or you grow a business together, or whatever that means to you, passion, income, some sort of legacy. Your life is more. It creates opportunities. Maybe there's networking opportunities there where maybe you're both in the same field, and all of a sudden you guys being together, it just opens up a whole new world for you, where maybe they're like, oh, I have a sound person, oh, I have an editor, oh, I have a mentor for that, or I have a team who can do that, let me show you. I feel like you share resources, and it opens up these doors that you guys didn't have open when you were separate. There's something about the connection that builds opportunities for the both of you. And I feel like you create a life together that's constantly evolving. I see you guys dreaming a lot, like sitting by a fire at night and being like, what do you think if we, you know, expand this, the business to this? Or what do you think if we move here and invest in this? Or what if we buy a bunch of properties and, you know, open Airbnbs or flip them? I feel like you're both very ambitious, but grounded. It's like, you know, one of you is very strong in that, how to create wealth and grow businesses. And one of you is this mystic who has these ideas. Okay, show us more qualities of group one, please. Of their person, of their soulmate. Yeah, this person always has your back without question. I'm seeing that. Yeah, I listen to opposing opinions, and this person is an extraordinary listener. Look at the two roses here. We've got the black and the white birds here. this person is so rooted and grounded. It could also be like very Libra energy where they're like, they want to hear your opinion. And if you didn't have that in past relationships and they value your opinion, they're like, tell me more. Like, what do you think about this? Like, how could we improve this? How could we grow on this? I see them being so measured and stable. I think that you find that very attractive. Like, I see you being like, oh, they would be a good parent. Like, they would be a good mom or they would be a good dad or they're like a really good uncle or aunt. Like, I see them just being very open. You know, those people who you talk to and you're just like, wow, like I really feel heard with them. Like they, even if they don't agree, they have this way of making you feel like your opinion matters because it does to them. Like they're actually genuinely want to dive into your thought process and into your heart and into what lights you up. Like I feel like it's something that really like tickles their energy. Like, wow, like let me talk to my person. Like I want to hear what they have to say about this. Like they always have such insights and I feel like you really grow them, like grow their perspective on things. And especially with this, if one of you's a mystic energy and one of you's a little bit more grounded, I feel like they're so open to listening to like, why, how did you get into that? And what do you think about that? And what do you think about life after death? And what do you think about, talking to the spirit realm? Or what do you think? And I think that they really love listening to you and you guys talk for hours about these things. And as a result, you feel so seen and understood and heard like you never have before because they truly want to get to know you. Show us more qualities for group one's person. A converse with awareness. See, it's the same energy. There's a hummingbird here on her shoulder. Their communication skills are so heightened and like nothing you've ever experienced. When you're speaking with your person, you feel so accepted and validated and understood, even when they don't have the same opinion. I feel like they're open to adjusting and being flexible on their life perspective. But I feel like you both hold your own sense of self and sense of perspective on life, and that's what makes it so polarizing and magnetic. So it's not like you lose that and become just one thought or anything like that, but I think that as they communicate with you about everything, they're so grounded and stable and careful with you in the sense that not like they're walking on eggshells, but that they speak to you with awareness. They never want to hurt, they never want to harm, they never want to give any impression. There's like negative impression. There's full transparency. They're so aware of how you think and what your emotional needs are that they, whatever your triggers are, they want to work with you. Like if they need to check in and let you know where they are, if they need to have a conversation with you where in a certain way that is easier for you guys to find common ground, they don't just stumble into conversations with no awareness and let the chips fall where they may. They're really measured in their thoughts. It's very King of Pentacle energy. They have intentions when they come into the conversation of what they want to achieve, how they want you to feel, heard and understood, and that there's common goal. You're always on the same team with this person 100%. Let's see if there's any other messages coming out here because I do feel your reading wrapping up. We got a lot of goodies here. Show us any more. Just sweep through the reading. Anything else you want group ones to know about this connection. Show us now. Bouquet. See? Card 9, bouquet. It's like, it's abundant, but I also see them literally bringing you flowers. I see you like growing flowers, but I see them bringing you things that make you smile, whatever that is to you. If it's flowers, if it's chocolates, if it's like some sort of like your favorite food, they're presenting you always with things that fill your cup. Always and constantly and consistently they show this person, this is not only words. Pentacle energy, that's action. They show you consistently how they feel about you, what they feel about you. Ooh, a lot coming out there. We also have the sun. Aw, this is the best card in the deck. People say it's everything. It's warmth, it's comfort, it's growth, it's illumination, it's feeling seen, it's nurture. this is a beautiful connection. Like, I'm really happy for you guys. That's card 31. And you got ship. Okay, I did feel this. I was waiting for it to come up. Like I said at the beginning, this could be traveling, this could be moving overseas with the person, or this could be you guys even sail or purchase a boat, or like to spend a lot of time on the water, or this can be that you guys explore a lot of places, or long distance. This could have been long distance. That could be how you met your person, and then you guys meet up and decide to build your life together somewhere overseas or somewhere where you no longer have to be apart. And what's your final card here? Fox. Oh gosh. Okay. They're gonna be a fox, attractive. Okay, like I know that's not what it means, but in this reading, this person's gonna be a fox and you're gonna find them foxy. Like that, and also I would say they're very clever. Foxes are like, they will find a way. I feel like that rags to riches energy. They're like, they got a little bit of that hustle. I don't feel like it consumes them because they're very grounded, but I feel like they're like, listen, if we ever needed something, you would not find me sleeping on the couch. I would be out there making it happen for you. I would find a way. I would find a way around it. I would do anything that I need to do to make sure that my family is protected. That's the energy that I'm seeing. But I'm also seeing that you find this person very attractive. I see you being like, they're a fox, like calling them a fox, or calling each other foxy. I'm just seeing that energy. Like, that's so sweet. And I feel like I don't know why I didn't consider physical qualities in this, but Spirit made sure it got in there. You find this person very physically attractive and they find you very physically attractive. And what a perfect way to wrap up your reading, group one. Thank you so much for being here. I absolutely loved sitting in the energy of your future person, your soulmate, your divine counterpart. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here. If any of the other groups call to you, then I will see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hi, group two, and welcome to your reading, your love reading. This Knight of Cups card came out when we split the deck, and you have the black tourmaline and opal moon charm here. I love how those go together. Like, do you see that? I feel like you guys complement each other really well, and I love how there's like two different, like a light and shadow aspect within this crystal. I feel like, oh yes, even on the card, wow, I don't know how I didn't notice that. There's the white horse here, and then the figure's wearing like a black t-shirt, and it's so similar to your crystal. Wow. Okay, so this person's going to sweep you off your feet. That's the first thing that I'm hearing. Now, before I start, just a reminder, this is an open welcome space for everybody. So when I'm using terminology like soulmates, divine counterparts, masculine, feminine energies, things coming up like knights or kings or queens, apply that to whatever resonates for you. The messages are not limited by gender, background, identity, or the way love is experienced or expressed by you personally. Okay, so apply it to your situation and your preferences and dynamics for your love life. So Knight of Cups, you're going to be swept off your feet. I actually want to talk about this card more. Like, the figure is holding a bunch of roses, and there's a picnic here with a letter down here. I see like some grapes and beverages coming out here. This person's very romantic, and they like to wine and dine you. That's how they show love. I would think acts of service and probably quality time, probably physical affection are all their love languages. If you're into that. Oh, I forgot to turn on my light, and Spirit just reminded me. Thank you, because I forgot about that in Pile 1. And let there be light in this connection. I'm seeing this person, even if they're like, regardless of their actual age in like earth years, they have a very youthful spirit. They're just like, even if they're like 80 years old, I still feel like they're like, when they get to that point, I still feel like they've got that charm and that charisma. They're kind of like always, you know, got that little way about them that makes you laugh and giggle and kind of blush. You know, like they never give up that romance. It's part of who they are. Okay, show us for group 2 their love life, soulmate, divine counterpart, either the person that's in their life or who's coming next in their life. Who is their most significant romantic connection? Show us the energy for group 2. all about the energy for group two's love life. I did hear King of Wands too. So, wow, there's a lot going to come out here. So I don't know if that pile called to you, or if this is just completely different. They could also have a King of Wands energy. They get a lot done. Wow, you have a lot of similar cards that came up in group one already, and they had a completely different tarot deck. Okay, show us more, and one more. Okay, wow. Really, really good energy coming up here. Okay, let's take a look. So we got the... We'll just start from left to right. You got the Three of Pentacles. That came out in group one. Look at this family here building something together. The mom is knitting it. The dad is hanging it. It looks like there's a kid, helping to hang it. You build something together. You build a family. You build a unit. Six of Wands. You're finally seen. You're finally seen and recognized, and you have success at this. This could be someone who's in your life who right now you're like, maybe you have a crush on them, but they don't know you yet. That could be you in the spotlight, and all of a sudden, boom, you're in their awareness. That's just one possibility. Strength. Card 8 coming out here. There could be Leo energy here. Four of Wands. Oh, wow. Four of Wands. Yes. Okay. So Four of Wands. This is stability. You're celebrating. This can be marriage. This can be engagement. This could be building something together. A future you're building together. Wow. I love that. I'm going to put that with the Three of Pentacles. Really cool spread. The Ten of Swords here. I feel like this connection completely allows you to release the last of your anxieties, the last of your worries. Look at the 10 crows are flying away, and this figure is looking out over this horizon, almost stepping back into the Fool energy, on a new beginning, a fresh horizon, better days ahead. This connection completely eliminates any need for concern or worry or wondering what your partner's doing or wondering if you can trust them. It like scatters away the last of those crows, scatters away the last of those mental voices in your head. Wow, I love that. It's a very safe connection. And you got the Star, card 17. This is a hope, a dream that you have wished for, that you pull down out of the sky and it comes into your reality. There could be a lot of healing here. Now, like I said, group one also had the Three of Pentacles and the Star from a different deck. So just take that if it resonates, if you felt any calling towards there. Okay. So let's get into the tarot here before I pull more oracle. I want to get more deeply into this. So this person comes in and they sweep you off your feet. They're very romantic. They're cups. They're very emotionally giving. They want you to feel good. They adore you. This is almost to the point of ridiculousness. Like, how there's just, it's like a lover boy, lover girl. That, like that, how people say like, oh, this person's a golden retriever, this person's a black cat. It's kind of golden retriever energy where they're just adoring and they're loving, but they also have some swag. Like, look at this figure. They have a way about them. This guy's got tattoos. He's got like a fedora, some Converse. Like, I'm not saying they're going to look like this person. They might, but they have some, you would never take them for granted or get the ick. It's like an energy where the reason they're like that, they're so adoring, is because they're so confident. They're so confident in who they are and what they can give. I think they had really good, actually they might not have, I was going to say they had really good examples of healthy relationships, but that could just be culturally, or that could be from their friend group. They might have had really negative relationship models in their life, and that's why they are a lover boy or a lover girl. They want this so badly. They so want to adore somebody for life. They want that partnership. They want to build something. Three of Pentacles. They want to be included in a dynamic. Like, this person could have been, I'm seeing, in foster care or orphaned, or there's something where they were kind of, or like maybe they didn't have their parents growing up, or maybe they did. Maybe, like I said, maybe it was really modeled, and so that's something that's a high value for them. For some reason, creating a group dynamic of togetherness, creating a family unit as a top priority for them. It's like I would say, the most important thing in their world. Like, yes, they have their career, yes, they have their family and friends, but they are looking for you. They are looking for that partnership. They want to ride in on that horse and save you, essentially, even though we don't need saving. We're here to save ourselves, and that's when we call in our divine counterpart, is when we're rooted and grounded and whole in ourselves. But they want to do that. They want to feel like they add value to their life. They want to make you smile. They want to make your life better. They're not positioned in the dynamic of what can I get from this. They're positioned of what can I give to my person. That's just who their heart is. They want to serve. This is the type of partner who makes you your tea or your coffee in the morning, brings it to you in bed. They really celebrate things. Anniversaries, the first day you met, the first day you talked on the phone, your birthday, if mother or father's day, applies to you. Even I see them like little things that were special to you guys are special to you. Like when you got your first, your job promotion, or when you graduated from school, they're going to celebrate these things. They're going to show up with flowers. They're going to send things to, your workplace so that you feel like, highlighted and special. They're just very giving and generous. They may come from, some sort of steady financial position, because I see them having a lot of time. Like maybe they work for themselves, or they work for a family business, or they're in some sort of profession where they're in charge of their schedule a little bit, because I see them having a lot of time to spend on you and on your connection, where they have the time, because maybe you're busy at work, or maybe you're a parent and you're doing your thing. I see them pursuing you, where they're sitting there thinking like, what restaurant would group 2 like to be taken to. Now actually, as that comes up, I'm seeing you as this strength card. I'm seeing it doesn't mean you have to be Leo or anything, but I see you as being very independent, very rooted in your routine, because I see you like their world revolves around you, not in a obsessive way or anything, but like a very healthy obsession, where they're like, oh, they just talk about you all the time to their friends, they're texting you all the time, and maybe you're a little bit more standoffish, but they like that dynamic. They like that, not in a toxic way, but you are just very independent and strong and rooted and grounded. You're very confident, you know who you are, and I see them seeing you, the Six of Wands. You could be on a public platform. That could be why, like maybe you have certain accounts, or you have a platform, or you're for some reason in the public eye, or in your friend group or your community, you get some sort of recognition or reward. And I see that them being like, oh wow, like look at group 2, like I'm so drawn to them, like they're so attractive to me, like they're so intelligent, they're so confident, they're so ambitious. And I see them being like, I've got to have group 2. I've got to make them mine. If this is the person that you're with, I see that that's how that probably unfolded, or if this is who you meet. I see love being important to you here, but I see you having to have tamed your inner demons. You went through a lot of frogs. You went through a lot of situations that caused you to develop emotional strength, emotional inner strength. And I think that you're not one to fall lightly or be taken, with love bombing or anything like that. But I think that this person kind of like the rest of these crows fly away. Any past trauma or relationship issues or triggering, this person is like a soothing balm to that wound. Everything they do, it's so much, but in an authentic, grounded way. You can sense, because if you have the strength card, you can sense. You're deeply intuitive. You understand bull when you hear it. You see that this person is so authentic. They have a genuine, good, loving heart. And it's like they wrap you in love. And so every wound or trauma or trigger is just eliminated. Like if you had trust issues because there was infidelity in the past, this person is so there that you're like, I don't even know when they would have time to be anywhere else, because they're either constantly texting me, calling me, showing up, sending me something. It's obvious that I'm their top priority, that I'm their top of mind. I think that you can sense when you're in public with them. They don't have a wandering eye. They're never they're not a person on social media. Maybe they have social social media accounts, but I see like they're inactive or they don't use them. You're like never worried that they're DMing people. They're someone who leaves their phone unlocked on the counter. Like it's just so obvious so that you could check it if you want, or they could give you their phone to order food or to call someone or to check the, maps navigation. And you're like, it's so obvious. I don't have to have any of these anxieties that I've had in past relationships about if this person going to leave? Are they going to abandon me? Are they going to cheat on me? Are they intimidated by me? Is there, because I feel like a lot of people have been intimidated by you because you shine very bright. Six of Wands and the Strength card, and even the star card can sometimes be you're a star. Like you shine so bright. You could be on a public stage. You could be, and like maybe you're an actor or an actress, or you're a YouTube personality, or like an Instagram, people, you have a lot of Instagram followers, and people who are in the public eye like that, they need someone really confident like that, because otherwise they can be threatened. And I see past relationships, them being very intimidated by you, and that's why it went south. And you're like, is there anyone who's strong enough to stand by my side and not feel intimidated? This person wants to build with you. Look at this. Three of Pentacles, Four of Wands. There's a celebration here. It's an engagement. It's some sort of commitment ceremony. Like I said, I feel like they celebrate a lot of things, but this is creating a life together. Four of Wands, that's four legs of the table. That's stability. You're building something that's grounded and rooted together. These people are obviously celebrating, dancing. I see you guys. I see it moving pretty quickly, because once you meet, there is going to be no question to either of you, and so it could surprise your family and friends. But this person takes the life by the horns. Like this person wants to live life to the fullest, and you may be a little bit more reserved, but you're also happy that someone else is taking the lead in some aspect and they're moving the relationship forward. Like I see them proposing pretty quickly. If you're into marriage, I see you guys planning the marriage or a commitment ceremony. I see them wanting to really like love you out loud. Like they're posting, this is my person, we met, announcing it on social media to the world. And that's coming from a place of Three of Pentacles. They want to build with you and they don't want to wait any longer. They've been waiting for someone like you. So they know when they see their star, right? Excuse me. They know when they see their star. There's no hesitation there. So they're going to literally rush in, sweep you off your feet, romance you in a grounded, authentic way. And you're finally going to feel seen and recognized, because here's the thing, you are an exceptional individual. You are assertive, you're ambitious, you're spiritually in tune, you're highly intuitive, you're playful, you're joyful, you're clever, you're quick, you're intelligent, you're funny. You know when to love and when to be reserved. You know when someone's BSing you and when you can trust. You know how to navigate situations. You know how to problem solve. You're highly creative. You're highly intelligent and focused. Like you've went and got your stuff, went and got your accreditations. You worked really hard. You've launched your business, or you've dove right into whatever it is that your passions. You know your worth, like literally. And so sometimes when we are that rare thing, it's like, why can't I find someone who gets me, who sees me? Like to you, I feel like you know your worth. It's obvious, but it's like, why is it so hard to find someone who would value someone as incredible as you are? That could have crossed your mind, right? And so when you meet this person, you finally feel seen and understood and validated, that you're like, okay, I was waiting for a love like this. You need a special type of partner. You're not going to be satisfied with a mediocre relationship. You need someone who's 2 steps ahead of you, because you're very strong and opinionated and independent and confident. So if this person is not driving the relationship forward and expanding along with you, you will get very bored quickly. That could be what happened in the past. Or there will be that tension where they start competing with you, and all of a sudden they got a wandering eye because they kind of want to take you down a few notches, and it just becomes, toxic and unwanted energy. And I feel like you really are seen in this connection, and you are so admired for your strength. Like this is the type of partner who's like, oh, my person, don't get on their bad side. Like my person will take care of that. Or, like, oh, well, they'll put them in their place. Like I feel like they admire that you have this outspoken, really independent, like strong quality about you where they're like, it just makes them feel so, they admire you. They admire you and they respect you, and it makes them feel like a king or queen of the world, to know that they have you on their arm. Does that make sense? Like they really value that in a partner. So the things that other people were intimidated by, that's what attracts them to you. That like lioness energy, that roar, that stability, that strength, that's what gives them like the hard eyes for you. They're like, oh my gosh, like I've been wanting, like looking for a person like this my whole life. Show us another overall energy here. We're going to get some oracle for group 2. I love this energy. It's intriguing. They heavily pursue you. Like I said, I keep seeing, yeah, look at this. This is everything. Card 17, another card 17. Oh, you have 2 here. Another card 17. Happiness, positivity, success, fun. Dolphin. That's exactly this person's energy. Like I said, golden retriever, but with like some sway. Dolphin. Like you'll be hard at work and they'll send you a funny text, or they've got, like your favorite food ready for when you come home, and a foot rub and a back rub. They want to make you laugh. You also got card 28, solutions to problems, removing obstacles, breakthrough. That's what I see with the 10 of swords. This relationship is breakthrough energy for you. It's something that you have always, like I said, wondered why it hasn't seemed to be within your reach. And this person breaks through that final wall that you have around your heart where you're like, wow, this was the type of person that I needed here in my life. I'm just checking your cards. I'm going to move all that up for you a little bit. This person is, I see, like, are you very busy at work or in a career? Because I do sense that you are kind of focused on other things. But I think that's what makes the relationship kind of like spicy, and it makes it work because for some reason this person likes not being your center of attention. Like you, of course, you give them attention and everything like this, but they're not your center. Maybe you're focused on school or you're building a career, but you are their center. But that's how they want it. That's why the dynamic works. It's just an energy where they would almost feel uncomfortable if you gave them too much attention. Like their paradigm of a relationship is their person on a pedestal. And now some people might be that's unhealthy, but it's that Venus, dreamy, beauty, devotion, like angel of love energy. That's just how they've always viewed relationships, and that's the dynamic that works. So they're not comfortable, and they don't have any desire for you, this beautiful god or goddess, to come down off your pedestal and start feeding into them too much. Of course you reciprocate, of course, like, there's equal give and take. I just think that they're more comfortable with you focusing on yourself and what you've got going on while they are there supporting you and cheering you on. And I think they get like, there's that attraction there where they're like, wow, this incredible person who's so ambitious and amazing and confident chose me. That's what makes them feel lit up. They want to serve you in the connection. I just see them like doing so many cute little things to make you laugh. They're super positive. Like if you've had like a hard day, I see you coming into the door and they do all the extra things and they do it consistently. They lit the candles, they got your favorite food, they've got the lights down low. Like they're very emotionally like this could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. You don't have to be those signs, or they don't have to, but it's very deep. Like that means something to them because they've thought it through. They want you to come through the door of your place. You're going to be overstimulated. They've got the lights down low, softly playing music. They're so in tune to your needs, to your favorite food. They've got your outfit, your cozies laid out. They've got a bath drawn for you. Like that makes their whole flippin' day to know that they've provided that safety for you and that emotional satisfaction. I see you crying a lot to them, like because you have a hard exterior, And so I see you, not a lot, but in these moments, like I've seen you in the bath and they're sitting on the edge talking to you, and you feel just such a sense of release and relief to be in this safe environment finally, where you're protected and you're respected and you're adored and you're admired and you're taken care of, that you release this 10 of swords. You have some moments, I would say the first 6 months to a year, where you have these moments of release, of cleansing tears, and then that makes your person cry, and it's this beautiful emotional bond almost through your tears, where it's like you're able to finally heal with the star energy all of these past hurts and disappointments, because this person shows up for you, and this person supports you, and this person sees your needs, and they anticipate your needs in a way that no one else has ever taken the time or care to do. And then that creates a bond, because you're like, I'm with you for life. Someone who's got me like that, someone who's for me like that, I'm with you for life. Now you got card 28, coconut, solutions to problems, removing obstacles, breakthrough. You guys are a dynamic duo. I see once the kind of initial romantic, like sweeping you off your feet is pretty like grounded and rooted and certain, and you see that that's how this person is, and these things are always going to be here. You start to see that they're quite intelligent, and they have this knack for effective, harmonious communication and solutions. Like if you're like, oh, I've got a problem at work, blah, 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 they give you incredible advice. If you guys have some sort of problem, they are so skilled at removing any obstacle in your way, because I see you having quite a few moments where you're like, oh, this isn't going to work. Our schedules aren't aligning. You know what I mean? Like I'm too busy for this. And they're like, listen, then let's just meet once a week. You know what I mean? Like whatever you need. Like they're so willing and able to find solutions here and remove obstacles. They break through that wall in your heart, because you're going to have quite a bit of resistance, I see, but they just see it as a log to jump over. They're a knight riding in on their horse. They didn't expect it to be completely clear of obstacles and challenges. They're up for the challenge. So I see them literally jumping over anything that you throw at them. Like you might be like, oh, I don't know, I might not be over my ex, or I might be like, you might do a little bit of self-sabotage, and they'll be like, okay, well, I'll be here. You let me know. I will make you feel so loved that you will be over your ex. Trust me. Like they take anything that you try to throw at them. It's like, I got this. And I think that you really find that attractive. You're like, wow, like that confidence. It's like they won't take my pushback. It doesn't scare them away. I think they really know how to break through in a way that is something you can hear, and they're very emotionally mature. That's the thing. They're very emotionally in tune, and so they understand what's happening. They see you're triggered, they see you're self-sabotaging, they see you're putting up walls, and they don't run. They don't, pull back too and be like, okay, well, if they're going to be like that, then I'm going to be like this. They keep steady. They're like, you go through whatever you need to go through to process this for us to get through to the other end of this. That's what I'm seeing really strongly here. Let's get more for group 2. What a beautiful connection. I see your friends being a little bit envious because this is the type of person that a lot of people desire, that type of love. So maybe not your friends, but I see people maybe around you being like, wow, like pile 2 like really is lucky with this type of love. And I see that making you see it from other people's perspective. Like any kind of like last walls you had up, you're like, okay, yeah, I see it. Like they're like, you are treated so well. Like where can I get myself someone like that? And instead of talking to your friends about your relationship issues, like maybe you have in the past, you find that you're saying to them like, oh, they did this for me, they did that for me. And they're like, oh my gosh, I want that, and you're kind of like feeling like very like kind of flattered and like highlighted for once, like you are the one who's kind of at the center of it. You know, I see your wedding and your engagement, if that's something you choose to do, or whatever the celebration is, being very magical and like deep, and people talking about it for a very long time, like, oh my gosh, you should have seen, he cried, or she cried, or they both cried, and it was like just so emotional the way they looked at each other. Like, I just see it being like straight out of a storybook. Ooh, we got your cards here. Okay, we got flow. Yeah, so much flow here. We got delight. Oh, we got purity. And we got pleasure. Woo! You can't write this stuff. You can't write this stuff. Okay, well, let's start with flow. There's there's two things coming up here. There's a natural flow to the relationship. Like I said, I think it moves pretty swiftly with the night energy. But there's no weird moments where you're like, we broke up, we got back together. I don't know if you might try to, like I said, you might try to like self-sabotage it, but I feel like they're just still there, and there's no kind of like weird moments where you're unsure in the relationship. It just flows forward really naturally at a very steady pace that feels right for you. There's a lot of emotional flow. Like, look at all the water here. It's a Knight of Cups. You have the dolphin jumping out of the water. There's so much emotional flow. It never feels dry or stagnant. It feels refreshing. It feels replenishing, like a well that never runs dry. And I feel like this individual flows a lot of love and support into you because they want to see you win. They want to see you shine, and that makes their heart swell. That's just how they're positioned. I see you just having really good flow in your connection and your interaction. You're kind of very harmonious. You're on the same page. You have similar bedtime routines, similar wake routines, and you might constantly say to each other, like frequently, like, we have to just have such a good flow. Like, we have such a good vibe. Like, we're so harmonious. That could be a lot of things that you just align on in values. There's no sticking points where you're like, oh, the religion is an issue, the culture is an issue, the age is an issue, the work routine is an issue, our family dynamics is an issue. There's nothing that, like, of course you're going to have challenges and things like this. Like I said, he or she or they are really good at navigating these challenges, but there's a general flow that moves it forward. And in your daily routine, it's easy, and I think you need that because I feel like you're focused on other things. Like I said, you're either in school or getting off a project or a passion project or work or promotion. There's something that you're like, I don't have time for. I think if it wasn't flowy, you wouldn't make space for it in your life. If it was toxic or hostile or stagnant or blocked or problematic, you wouldn't have the time or energy. So because it's so flowy, it works seamlessly into your life. Look at this. You have delight, of course, because you have this dolphin card. Happiness, positivity, success, and fun. This person is delighted by you, and they bring you so much into your world that you delight at. Like I said, I think it's almost like they see more deeply into things than you have the time right now, because I think a lot of things are in your peripheral, right? So they may be like, can I take you out for a date this weekend? And you're like, okay, sure, sounds good. Let me know what time. They are the one who takes the time to find an exact place with some kind of like really unique thing that they know you will find delightful, that you will delight in. And I see you when you have that moment to kind of focus and you're just focused on the date and your time with your person. You're like, wow, and your face lights up, and they've done something extra special, and they're not just going to take you to, like, the local Applebee's or something. Like, no shade to Applebee's, I actually love Applebee's, but they put this time, and sometimes it will be that, but they put this time and effort into it where you're not just like, okay, next, we ate, let's leave. They want to create these moments where your face lights up, because I think that they really get a kick out of taking your kind of like reserved, serious, kind of like independent, like boss energy, facial expression. You might have like a RBF, resting bee face, because of your career or something. And they love to see that they've transformed that with something that they've done. They've gotten straight through to your heart and they've lit you up. This purity and pleasure I find very interesting that came out together. I feel like this brings back a sense of innocence to you. I don't know if something happened in your past or if you just had a string of partners where it didn't feel so heart based and soul based. Maybe it was more of a lust thing or like a physical thing, and you kind of felt more taken from in that sense. Sometimes we're in it, but then when we're out of it, we're like, that never really felt like at a level that I would want to go to. You know, emotionally, it felt more like we kept it at the surface and it was more about their needs, and you know what I mean? And like, yeah, I was into it, but I feel like on the intimacy scale, you guys, this will be about pleasure and about a sense of innocence. Like, this person is not bringing any energy to you that is selfish or, you know, just like in any sense not pure. Does that make sense? Like, their intentions are so beautiful, and their hope and their desire and their willingness to want to please you and to make you light up and feel loved and adored is at the center point of their intention in any way that they move with you. I really love that. Okay, let's get final cards here for group 2. Show us any final messages for their connection here. The sun. Okay, this also came out in group 1. It's going to feel warm. It's going to feel authentic. It's going to feel pleasing. It's going to feel lighthearted. It's going to be something that makes your day brighter and not something that takes your time or energy or takes you away from your other passions and focuses at that point in your life when you meet them. It's something that's going to feel abundant, something that grows and expands and nurtures. More for group, final card for group 2, and their beautiful sweeping off their feet Knight of Cups energy here. Final card for group 2. I see it there. Garden. Aw. Look how beautiful this energy is. This arched doorway, a butterfly walking out into this beautiful meadow. This is going to feel like I said, like they not only do they nurture your garden, they water you, they nurture you, they feed you. Of course, it's reciprocal. You know, I keep like having to point that out, but it really is a little bit like you're a flower and they want to tend to you and care for you and see you bloom. They want to see you shine. They want to see you get that recognition and reward and success. They're really, it just, that doesn't light them up. They're not after their own gain. They're not after their own pursuits. I feel like they've already done that or accumulated that, or like there's some stability that they have where this is now their focus. Their person is now their focus, their love light. They want to tend to you and nurture you, and then they want to sit in your beautiful garden. They want to sit in this beautiful garden of the love that you guys have created together. And the thing is, it's abundant. A garden, it flourishes. Like, to get the garden and the sun, it's that sense of care being put into something and it blooming and it being abundant and it being so multifaceted. Now there's insects, now there's an ecosystem, now there's all these varieties of flowers and the bees, and there's pollen and there's grass, and there's variety and there's peace and there's harmony and there's ease and there's enjoyment. There's that sense of pouring into something and investing in something and it reaping this beautiful reward. And I see you having that abundant, fertile environment here, which Spirit just highlighted for me, this 3 of Pentacles. If you wanted to build a family, there are 3 people here on this card. It doesn't mean you'll only have, you know, 1 child, but there is an expansion. There's a 2 becoming a 3, becoming more type of thing. This is, if you wanted to grow a family, definitely with the 4 of Wands, somewhere that there might be that, you know, path of marriage and building a family and engagement and all of this that comes with that sort of path of partnership or whatever that looks like for you. I really enjoyed your reading. It was absolutely thriving and abundant and lit up with this beautiful energy of love. I'm very happy for you that this energy is in your field if you chose this pile. Thank you so much for being here, and all of the best on your path to this beautiful love life and divine counterpart that awaits you. If any other group call to you, then I will see you there shortly. And if not, it'll be in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your love reading. Now, you chose the Journey Tarot, and the Three of Swords popped out with this amethyst sphere. Now, first I was surprised when the Three of Swords popped out, but then I immediately got it as I tuned into spirit. This connection that is your next important big soulmate divine counterpart connection, one of the most important ones, if not the most important one on your journey. It creates a space that allows your heart to heal. This could also be coming on the heels, literally the heels of a heartbreak or you being in grief. This could be someone passing on, a relationship not working out, a dream or something that maybe you had to let go of or accept that wasn't on your path anymore. And as you're in this Three of Swords energy or moving through it or coming out of it, I feel very strongly, because that presented for you right off the hop, that it is what allows the transformation to occur for this new soulmate or divine counterpart to come in. And I believe what we'll see from the cards, that they are a catalyst to help create a safe, nurturing space for you to process whatever grief or trauma or disappointment. Maybe you had just been in a Three of Swords energy for most of your life. Maybe you've had a lot of past trauma or a very challenging childhood or things like this, or just heartbreak after heartbreak. And then you're in this energy of just like, why is nothing working out? Why is life so hard? Why have I had to endure so much pain? And then you meet this soulmate connection. So that's the energy that I'm getting right away from spirit. So let's see all about group 3, please. Their divine counterpart, soulmate, love connection that's either in their life, if they want to know about one that they're in, or that they are finding that's in their energy and on their path ahead of them. Two of Wands, okay, coming out right away. It's showing partnership already. Strength, okay, that came out in group 2 in a different deck. Knight of Pentacles, that came out in group 1 in a different deck. What else here? I see you. Seven of Pentacles, amazing. Some earth energy here, some fire, some air. Oh, show us more. The Lovers. I had a feeling that was going to come out for you. I don't know why. They just showed me. When I was clearing the deck, they showed me the Lovers card. So I was like, oh, I wonder if they'll get the Lovers. Okay, so let's pause there. If we need more, we will get more tarot. So a lot of good things here. Let's start with the Lovers, because that's what this reading is about, and it's in the middle here. Already showing a strong connection here. Of course, the Lovers can also be about choice. Maybe this has to do with a choice, but this is about union here. This is about you offering up what you can offer up. One here has an apple, so that could indicate an earth sign, and the other partner here has the fire, that could indicate a fire sign. It does not have to be those signs. It's just showing that you each contribute to the partnership, what makes you unique and special, and what is your strength. And that creates this harmony and this connection where you play off of each other's strengths and you support each other. So definitely, if it's very auspicious for you to get the Lovers with the Three of Swords energy, because it's directly confirming what I suspected and what I sensed, is that the partnership comes off the heels of some sort of loss, disappointment, or heartbreak. Maybe your marriage ended or another relationship ended, or like I said, maybe you're grieving the loss of someone or something. And then this connection comes in, and it's actually a catalyst to help this healing in your heart. It's like a safe container for you to continue processing your grief. Now, a lot of people think, oh, well, I should be fully healed before, work on myself. Sometimes Sometimes that's what happens, but everybody's journey is different. Sometimes you meet someone right away, and it's actually divinely orchestrated that way to help support you through a difficult time and to help cocoon your heart and your emotions in a safe place. Because what's safer than the Knight of Pentacles? The Knight of Pentacles, the steadiest, slowest, most patient, steadfast, trustworthy knight in the deck. The Knight of Pentacles is not going anywhere. The Knight of Pentacles is not scared off easily. The Knight of Pentacles is an energy. Now, I should have said it at the beginning. I did at groups 1 and 2. This is an inclusive reading. Everyone is welcome here. So regardless of how you identify, genders, what relationship looks like to you, spiritual beliefs, anything like this, apply it to what works for you. So even if I'm referring to masculine or feminine terms or energies, apply it to whatever it means in your space. It's just the energy of the Knight of Pentacles. That's a solid, dependable someone that grows, that steady growth. Now, this person is also abundant and they know how to accumulate wealth. They know how to manage finances. They know how to have success. They could be their own boss. Now, this could be you or the other person or both of you. But in your connection, this energy is prevalent. There's no pushing you. There's no short-temperedness. There's no lack of understanding or, well, hurry up and get to the point, or why are you still crying about that, or if you're having a bad day. This person would show up in the same steady, steadfast energy every time because that's authentically who they are. So they're not going to rush you through your grief. They're not going to rush you through your traumas. If you have things that, I would say there's no better match for someone who's experienced a lot of grief or trauma or triggering or heartbreak than a pentacle energy. This is just someone who's going to steadily show up and show through action. This is an action-based partner. This is someone who will show you. This might be a person of little words or few words. They might not say much, but you can see in their eyes, in the way that they embrace you, they hold you, they hug you, they allow your nervous system to re-regulate, to kind of like wind down from any sort of anxious thoughts or hurt or environments where you were not held and where it created, I'm seeing you like a scared cat, almost like very jumpy. You may be very jumpy at things. You may be very nervous about certain things. This energy of this partnership, it creates like a container that holds you. So no matter how much your energy pops around like popcorn, spirit's showing me, like one day you're this and one day you're that, their container is so solid. It's like a clay pot. It's just like you can pop and bop and shift and fizzle and spark and be as feisty as you want, be as quiet as you want. I'm still here because this person loves you and accepts you for the complete package of who you are. They don't even see any of your, maybe you're not in the best place emotionally. They don't see any of that as a negative. If anything, they want to help support you. If anything, that's where they see a need in your life that they can fulfill. They want to be there to support you. Now you have a bunch of other really interesting cards here. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands here is showing, I'm getting from this, that you start to take action and you start to create as a partnership. I see you being very solidarity. It's almost like, see this Lover's card with the two hands, and then there's the Two Wands. The Two of Wands can also be about beginning to look forward to brighter days ahead and start to decide, is this something that I want to, invest in and start to create a future in. And I see that when you meet this person, you kind of go from a mental paradigm of, I'm on my own, I've been on my own, to, I can start to envision a future with this person. I can start to see how this partnership would make my life easier and more solid and more stable. I can start to see how the strengths that this person has would really benefit me, and not in like a selfish way, but I think maybe you've been in connections where they drained you, quite frankly. I think that you've been left wondering what is the value of a partner because it seems like a lot of drama, toxicity, and day-to-day exhaustion. And I think that you start to see with the Two of Wands, like, wow, we could each individual person taking action in this has this harmony and it creates this stability. And I actually could see myself investing here. I could see myself building something with this person in partnership and putting our two ideas in, our two visions for life into this, and moving forward into this connection and creating something. I think that they very quickly show you what their now there's two things coming up here, what their steady energy brings. Number one, you might find them a little bit boring at the beginning. Like you might be like, I don't know, it's just something's missing, or I feel like they're, you might be very standoffish at the beginning, and then you kind of have this like epiphany moment at some point where you're like, I'm seeing them, they show up for you in a way that's so meaningful. Like I see maybe there's a death of someone and you need to go clean out, your grandmother or something's, or like old, aunt's home, and you're like, okay, I'll be back. I gotta go do this. I gotta go clean up the house and take care of the estate. And they're like, okay, I'll take the week off. I'll come with you. I'll drive the moving truck. I'll set up all the sales sites. They show, and they're taking out the garbage and they're sweeping out the room, and they're not saying much. They're giving you hugs. They're helping you when the tears fall. There's some situation like this, or you've got to move, cross country, and they're like, okay, I'll drive the moving truck. We're going to get you set up in your new place. Or you are starting, you're moving into a new home. For some reason, I'm seeing them moving, helping you move. And they're like, okay, I'll drive the truck. I'll move the boxes. And they're not flashy about it. They're not like, I want all the reward. And they show up in these ways consistently that this little doorway opens in your heart where you're like, I kind of thought they were boring. But now that I'm spending more time with them, I'm seeing that it's not boring. It's peaceful. It's steadfast. It's sure, like the sun coming up every day. Like I never have to wonder. I never have to worry. I don't get any anxiety talking to this person or asking for help. They show up for me in a way that soothes all of the chaos in my mind and in my soul. And I feel like with the Strength card here, it tames that, like, see how one side of the lion is quiet and one side of the lion is roaring? I feel like you have so much triggers maybe and traumas that you can be very activated and get very heated very quickly. That lion will, get its claws out real quick if you feel like a boundary's crossed, because you've learned those lessons and you've had to have that discernment and that protection around your heart. And you've never met someone who didn't try to poke, your cage type thing, and try to poke the lion, try to poke the bear. And because this person's energy is like, they're like a zookeeper or like a lion tamer who's so tuned into your energy and soft but strong and gentle that you don't feel this need to roar. Your strength comes out in different ways. You're able to blossom and bloom and shine and invest your energy in outwards manifestations of your soul's creative expression, as opposed to holding it inwards in a defensive position of self-protection. And I think you're like, wow, now my inner lion can get up and be confident and independent and see what it wants to get into. Now my inner lion doesn't need to be always on protection mode. And I feel like it gives you such a feeling of strength and safety and protection emotionally, that you start to realize you value that type of energy much more than maybe you thought. And I'm going to get more cards here in a second, but with the Seven of Pentacles, as this person invests in you and you continue to invest in them, and you're sprinkling this nutrients here, and it's being nurtured and it's growing. Of course, you get Seven of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. That's what the Knight of Pentacles does. They invest, They plant seeds, they wait for the harvest, they're patient. They would wait years for your heart to be healed in order for, like, even if they don't get any emotional return because you're, focused on healing yourself, they're fine with that because they're like, I'm planting something here. I'm building something here. This person is my person. They're absolute magic to me. They're wonder to me. And just because when I found them, they were repairing and healing something within themselves, I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, well, I'll wait till you're all done there, till you're all healed and perfect, perfect partner again, and then I'll come and find you. No, they're like, heck, this is how you are right now, then this is, I will meet you exactly where you're at, and I will invest in this connection. I will water it. We can grow something together, and great. If I reap that harvest, where you're feeling better and you're more able to reciprocate some of that energy, then great. But that's not ever their intention. I feel like they truly want to show up for you like that. Really beautiful cards coming out so far. Let's get more. Show us more for group 3. So as you spend more time with this person, investing in it, that's when you see the depth. That's when you're like, oh my gosh, they're actually funny. I didn't know they were funny. Or they're actually very like, well read about this. Or they're actually like have these really great creative things. Like I see someone being woodworking or doing something with their hands, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that they did that. I'm seeing them very earthy. Maybe they hike, or they're in nature a lot, or they create things with their hands. This could be you also, but I am feeling you're more in this 3 of Swords energy, and they are showing up as the Knight of Pentacles. And then you move into this strength energy as your heart heals through this connection. Yeah, this 2 of Wands Spirit's highlighting it again to me. The 2 of you work together through this connection. Like the 2 of you have this strong partnership where you're moving through the air. Your action is moving through the air into future possibilities. You're moving things forward together. So it's not like you really hope the connection moves forward, or they do, and there's like this unbalanced energy. It's like you're both putting in your intention, and it's growing and it's building something. Show us the strongest energy for group 3 now that we've sorted out kind of like that entry point of this connection. Let's see what the future of it is and kind of how it feels to you. What happens after you kind of open your heart to them? I see this one here. Oh, I love this. I'm actually going to get one more. There it is. Okay, so the first one that came out here, not surprisingly, is card 12, Moth. Transformation, endings and beginnings, soul growth. Exactly what we've been saying. There's some sort of ending here with the 3 of Swords that allows you, it's the catalyst for you to meet this person. And it's the beginning of something new, and it allows you to transform out of this heartbreak and grief and loss into this strong version of yourself where you feel it's like they literally care for you back to health. It could also be that you're going through some sort of health issue at the time. You would know about that if that's you. Not that's not a predictive energy. That's just a timeline I'm seeing that someone maybe met their person while they were going through a difficult physical thing. It's so conducive to soul growth, this energy. It's so transformative. Oh, everything we've been saying. Now you got card 13, Crab, safety, divine protection, emotions, no need to worry. This is so night and day from what you've experienced in the past. Like, it could not be more different. Whatever hardships or pain you've had, this person rights every wrong, essentially, in the sense that they show you and they show up with a type of energy that you maybe lost hope even existed anymore. They just have such pure intentions for you, and they just really embody kind of an ideal vision of something that you had kind of hoped for, but maybe your life experience really did not show existed, this person is super protective of you and they give you no reason to worry. They're emotionally connected to you. They make you feel so safe and secure in the connection that, like, I just keep seeing that same thing, like that it literally heals you. It transforms you. Like I'm seeing, I don't want you to feel like I'm saying you're like a rescue, pet or something, but when people rescue, take an animal in from a rescue shelter and they're kind of timid and maybe they've been like through, challenging situations or not been cared for well. And that pet parent has to be very patient with them, but they have so much love to give this pet. And then they show like, fast forward a couple months and the pet is thriving and they're so happy and they're affectionate and they're not afraid. That's what I see this person brings to you. It's like they essentially almost rescue you from something, from some sort of shadowy darkness. I don't know if you can see this, but even on the Three of Swords card in the background here in the shadows, it's formed a heart. So it's like I do feel like they come in and of course we're meant to save ourselves and all this and we don't need anybody else and all of that. But sometimes it is meant for you to meet someone during a difficult time. That is just someone's path. That is a path of a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with that. We make it sound like, oh well, you got extra help. You met someone, someone loved you back, back to wholeness. Like what is wrong with that? Love is the most transformative energy in the whole universe. Of course that makes sense. Of course that makes sense that the divine would send someone in for you at a time that you were at your lowest to help lift you up. Of course that makes sense. It's almost like an earth angel. I see you calling them an earth angel. Now you can reverse these energies. Maybe you feel like you were that earth angel to somebody else, and you came in and met them at their lowest, and you provided that safe place. You can always reverse these energies because I'm just reading the energies. I don't always know exactly which one of you and your partner it's applying to. So you just reverse that if you feel like you've been that person to somebody else. Like if you've met your person. Okay, show me more for group. 3, diligence coming out here. Look at all that earth energy, the browns and the greens, the fields. This person is so diligent. They're a hard worker. They would never let you go without. I kind of see them being a little bit traditional in that sense, where they may be like, you don't need to work, or just work on your passion things. Now everybody has a different opinion of that. Some people don't like to let go of any sort of financial independence. You do whatever works for you. I'm just saying that they would never pressure you. They would support you in whatever you wanted to do. I'm just saying that I feel like they're very hardworking and they would feel very happy and satisfied to know that you were at home tending to your own needs and to the comfort of your guys' home life. If that's something that you feel aligns with you, there's just the sense that they're very steady and wanting to invest in things. And I see that type of energy usually is because they want to create a life for those that they love. I see them, they extend this to their family and friends too. Like they're the same way. Like if you go out to dinner, this person wants to pay. They're always like, everyone come over to our house for the game. We'll have the food, we'll have the cozy seating, let's have a barbecue. It's just how they are. They're very methodical with everything that they do. Like if you ask them to put up drapes, they've got that up with the anchors. It's not falling down. They've got it leveled. Like if you ask them to assemble something for you, then right away, it's not going to sit in the corner for months where you're like, the crib needs to be put together. They're going to be right on that. They're very diligent and they're very steadfast in the way that they move in this connection. They're not going to leave any stone unturned and they're not going to leave anything left unsaid. Like if you have a argument or something, they're not going to let that brew. They're going to go think about it. They're going to do their due diligence. They're going to come back to you. They're very dedicated and diligent. They're not going to let things slip through the crack that could fester. They're going to say, okay, babe, let's talk about this now. Here's what I'm understanding that you were going through. Here's what I'm understanding you were asking asking for me? Does that sound good? Does that make sense? Is this how we can repair this and move forward? They really show a lot of care in their work, and they show the same amount of care in their emotional attention to you and the relationship. Show us more for group 3. Ooh, that one hopped right off. Patience. Okay. I love that this person's energy is so strong. I mean, I've said it so many times, but the patience this person has, you have a sense that this is what I'm picking up, that there's something you could do to turn this person off or away. And I think every time you get triggered or have a moment or shut down or run away or lash out, you think, okay, that's it. I pushed them over the edge. That'll be the thing. And now I'm not going to hear from them. And this person, there's no end to the patience. There's no bottom to that depth, because when they commit, that's a stubborn energy. That could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus in the best possible way. You are their person for life, no question. They will be with you through the ups and the downs. There's no amount that you could push them away that they would say, okay, well, that was my limit. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That would never happen. They're not putting straws on camels' backs. I don't know. That's not even a realm that they're playing in. They are so patient, they will not give up. And the way that you know that is because you see it in their work, in how they are with their family and friends. They're probably there constantly for their friends and their family, even people who have done them wrong, or even people who snap at them or don't show up as their best selves. They're probably like, oh, that's how they are, you know? They have an acceptance and an unconditional love for people and humanity like that it's super rare. A lot of people don't have anymore. I don't see them being heavy on social media. I don't see them allowing their energy to be drained in any way. I think they're very clear on what's important to them and where they invest their time and energy, where they're looking for growth. And it's almost like a emperor energy in that sense of leadership, where they're like, I have authority over my own life and I'm not letting any external thing, like if someone else tried to take their attention or turn their head or flirt with them, they would be like, I see what you're doing and no thank you. Like they're very clear on what's for them. They're not fickle. They're not wishy-washy. This person has never sat on a fence. They literally are full 2 feet into every situation, including this relationship with you. And it brings you such a sense of safety and security and emotional protection with this crab here. You feel so safe sleeping at night in your home together. You feel so taken care of. They check in with you throughout the day. You know they're always going to come home at night. They're always going to show up. They're always going to come through on their word. That you create such a safe, peaceful, comfortable life together because this person shows up through everything, small, big, medium for you, that it's like they're your rock. I see you being like, they're my rock. This person is my rock. And you want to give back to them in so many ways because you can never express how much they've done for you and they do for you, that you just feel so blessed. Like I see you waking up and being like, thank you for this earth angel that came into my life. And like I said, you can flip that energy if you're that person helping someone through a difficult time. Okay, show us final cards here for this really powerful connection that's been shown here for group 3s. Anything else? Oh, you got Key and Moon. Okay, card 32 came out, the Moon. What I'm getting from this card is there's depth here. You two are the type of people who, because it's not, you know, if the sun's out, it's super clear, it's warm, it's confident, it's out in the open. Your guys' connection, like I said, this person may not speak a lot, or may be a person of few words. It's a deep emotional bond at an intuitive level. Like you can look across the room and they know pile 3 wants out of here, or pile 3 is uncomfortable, or pile 3 needs something, and they're right at your side. Or you could be working apart that day and you get a text and they're like, hey, you're on my mind. Everything okay? Meanwhile, you're having an anxiety attack or something and you're like, actually, no. They sense you. They're highly tuned into you. And even if things are unseen, emotionally within you, they understand and they can read it. They're not someone who's going to say, "Well, how am I supposed to know? You didn't tell me." They would never say that to you. They would be like, "I know something's off. You're having a hard day. What can I do for you?" They would sense it coming a mile away because they're super in tune with themselves and with the connection and with you. Now, card 33 here, the key. A couple things coming out here. One, of course, they have the key to your heart. They are the one. You might have thought, I'm going to be alone for life because no one gets me. No one's going to put up with the trauma that you rightfully have. Like I don't think you have trauma of anything that's not warranted. I think you have had a very difficult either list of, run of relationships or childhood experiences or grief or significant loss that most people haven't had to, that puts you in this Three of Swords energy. And you might have thought no one's going to want to deal with this. And so I'm probably just going to be on my own. And I think you were fine with that and you understood that. You were like, okay, that is what it is. This person has the key. This person I feel was literally sent to you because I feel like the universe and your guides and God or source or whatever you want to call it, creation, has seen what you've gone through, your angels, and they've said, okay, we have the perfect person. There's this person here residing on earth, and the size of their heart completely fits. They have the key, the patience, the steadfastness, the trustworthy, that pile three needs. And it would be like a key fitting into their heart, and no matter how long it takes, they would figure out what it takes to unlock your sense of safety and security in this connection. I'm also seeing key, like I think you guys buy a house together or build a house together. Let's just see if anything else comes out here for group 3. And then we'll close off your reading. I love your guys' energy. It like makes me want to like cozy up under a blanket, and like I just see this person giving you so much affection and patience and like love and kindness and steadiness. Like if you need to talk about something for 3 hours and cry your eyes out, they will sit there and listen. They will listen to it over and over and over again until you feel better. Okay, card 29, woman coming out here. So that could be you, that could be your partner. Because you have the Knight of Pentacles here, so that could be the partnership showing up here, the pair. What else? You could maybe have a child who's a female. One of you could be coming into the partnership with a child who's a female. Show us more for group 3. Final card for group 3. I see you. Lady. Oh, see. Okay, there's something here because you got woman and lady. You know what I'm getting here? The strongest. Oh, how did you get 2 card 29s? Okay, so this could be definitely same gender couple if that resonates for you, because I just realized they're both card 29. I don't know how that's possible, but you got woman and lady. This could be someone who looks like you, or this could be who looks like your partner. But I'm getting, because one of them looks younger, you see? You got lady and woman. I am getting the strongest thing that I got was there's a child. And you guys have a female child together, or they already exist. Like they come into the connection with a daughter, or you come into the connection with a daughter, or you have a daughter together. I'm also seeing another thing here with the woman lady card. I feel like something might have happened in your, like I already said, but in your childhood that kind of made you feel stuck in that child energy, like scared, not protected, abandoned, hurt. Maybe you lost your parents very early. Something that made you feel like your growth into adulthood, or emotionally, or into stepping into like your goddess energy, if that applies to you, apply it to whatever it is, kind of was held back or delayed, and because you didn't feel safe. So you're almost like, I don't feel safe, as with my inner child doesn't feel safe. How can I step into this world in my fullest expression of myself? I never was able to move through that doorway. I was never able to really feel safe enough to step into that power, because full expression of female or feminine energy, it can be very scary, right? Because if you don't feel safe, you're going to hide that. You're going to dim that light. And something about being with this type of energy, like look at the figure on this card, regardless of gender, this person's energy is like, he's got a beard, it's giving lumberjack vibes. It's very masculine, right? It's very earthy and grounded and safe and protective. This is someone who's going to go chop the wood, someone who's going to make sure you open the door for you, make sure the snow tires are on, make sure if you go out, you're walking on the inside of the street. They're going to have your hand on your back. They're going to open the door. They're going to see if you got enough to eat. They're going to make sure that you have enough groceries. Did you, like all of this. And I feel like something about the safety of this connection makes you feel like you can step into that more mature or more fully realized version of yourself, where you were before maybe like very protective in your energy because you had to be. The safety allows you to step into that like fullest kind of expression of your sensuality, of your full power, of your confidence. There's something where you step into, like, just look at like the kind of self-assuredness and regalness and this like feminine energy on these two cards. It's that growth from like a child to an adult, from a girl to a woman, or from like, apply that to whatever gender relates to you. It's that, what's the word, like that coming into your own sense of self. I feel like it really holds you in such a safe place. Oh yeah, because you have transformation. There is some sort of up-leveling, some sort of transformation where you're like, I wasn't able to really express a lot of my true self in past connections, and this connection feels so safe. It draws out this butterfly energy, this transformation, where before I felt like this caterpillar just trying to stay safe in my cocoon. And this individual, this partnership allows you to have this safe space and environment to bloom, to blossom, to come into your own. And I feel like you shine. You step into yourself. Maybe you change your style or your appearance or your hair over time with this person, and you're kind of like, you start to explore yourself in a way that I feel like you were very protective before. You're very open. So you start to express and create and dabble in things and try different things and express yourself in different ways. And I feel like you blossom into this full kind of like, I don't know what you want to call it, maturity or adulthood of your version of yourself, where you get your wings and you come into this, the most fullest expression of who you were always meant to be at this point in your journey. Really wholesome vibes here. I absolutely love this person for you. I love you, and I love this person for you. I just feel like that's a very rare soul, and I'm very happy that you're finding them here with this Lover's card and this connection and these two hands intertwining. It's just beautiful. All of the best on your journey to meeting your person, or in the connection if you're already in it. Thank you so much for being here. If any other piles call to you, I'll see you there shortly, and if not, it'll be in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello group 4, and welcome to your reading all about your soulmate, divine partner, what's going on in your love life. You have these adorable rose quartz angel wings, and I found it really interesting that when we split the deck in the beginning, you got this Two of Materials, which is Two of Pentacles, and you have these two angel wings, which was the only pile that had the two crystals. So very interesting that significance already showing up. So we're going to get your tarot to begin. You chose the Muse Tarot, but right away from the Two of Materials card, you find this love, this person, when you got a lot going on in your life. You're juggling things, you may be feeling overwhelmed. Love may be the furthest thing from your mind. You could be in school, working full-time, a single parent, or have some sort of other responsibilities, caretaking for something, or just got a very busy and full life where you're maintaining your balance, you've got a lot going on, and then this person appears and you're thinking, how am I going to fit you in? So let's get your tarot here for group 4. Show us all about their person, their divine counterpart, their soulmate, whatever they resonate with. Now, these readings are inclusive, so regardless of the terms or labels that I use, apply it to whatever resonates for you, regardless of background, identity, gender. How you experience and express love is what's important. And you can also reverse the roles. Sometimes I'm reading it as seeing your person, but you resonate with that more, and the other person is you. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean. Oh, already we've got the Nine of Inspiration. Okay, the Nine of Wands coming out here. Let's get that under that angel wing. Really bold energy. You're not giving up. You've got, when you meet this person, you've got a vision and you're heading towards it. Look at her. Look at this figure, the confidence. She is striving for her goal. She's almost at the finish line and she's not giving up. Steadfast. I would say you're fixed on some sort of passion project or career goal when you, or schooling, like I said, or some vision you have for your life that you're pursuing at the time that you meet this person. They could be very similar. They could have a lot going on, but we're going to get more here. You both could be very ambitious, very focused. I saw that hop off there. Page of Voices. Okay, this is the Page of Swords. So you're analytical. This could be air energy showing here. We've got fire and air and earth a little bit on the table here. But with it being a page, this could be you or your person, where you're starting to see things clearly. You're starting to get clear on the truth. Maybe you're analyzing things a little bit, and maybe you're kind of assessing and observing things around you. But let's get more. We're just into the baby energy here. Okay, I see you. Queen of Voices. Okay. I'm laughing because I started your reading once and I had an interruption, like I had just started, and you got the Queen of Voices, which is the Queen of Swords. So here she is again. So look at this person. Now, I strongly get that this is you. There's two air signs on the table now, a page and a Queen of Swords. So you both could be air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or that could just be you showing up. This is like, you're very clear on who you are. You might be called blunt, direct. You don't mince words. This is someone who knows themselves. They take their time to think things through. They have goals and they pursue them there with the Nine of Wands. I'm not surprised that you've got a lot going on. I think maybe you spend a lot of time in your mental space. Okay, so let's find out who this person is that comes in. Oh, I see it. Seven of Emotions. Okay, yeah, you got a lot of choices in love. I feel like you have a lot of suitors when you meet this person. I feel like you have a lot of options here with the Seven of Cups. You could be dating a lot when you meet this person and kind of not finding anything that is quite to your taste. I feel like you're very intellectual. You could be very well educated. People could be like, oh, you're so well read. You're very intelligent. You're so well educated. And you might, what's that term when someone's attracted to intelligence, or like someone's, like mental space? I feel like that could be your energy. Okay, show us more. Show us the energy representing their person now. Because to be honest with you, you're very strong in this, and I'm not surprised because I really don't see you. Everyone else, their person presented right away. I'm getting a little bit of Page of Voices from them, but we'll see. But I'm getting that you don't have this really on your mind at all when you meet this person. You could be dating casually or have a lot of suitors, but I think you're steadfast in the pursuit and balancing a lot of in the pursuit of something that's you're very passionate about, and balancing a lot. in your life when you meet this person. Now, the reason I think they may be a Page of Swords energy coming in is because you're already here with the Queen of Swords, and I'm quite certain that that's you. So there could be someone who comes in who's a little bit more, I don't want to say immature because it's not the right word, but not quite as mentally acute as you, or mentally as strong or clear or developed. I think maybe they're curious about you, curious about what's going on. But I want to get more. Show us the strongest energy for group four's person, their soulmate, who they are. What does their energy feel like? Because I really don't think you're making too much space for them, because even in the reading, they're like hovering, but they're not popping in yet. And like I said, here they are. The Fool. Okay. This person is going to bring out a side of you that I don't know if you're expecting. The Fool is, of course, not a fool, but this is new beginnings. This is someone, that's why I said there's a bit of like a page energy with them. It's someone who's a little bit more in the exploration phase of themselves and not so much rooted in super who they are yet. This could be someone with wanderlust, a nomad, travels a lot, likes a life of adventure, likes to explore, likes the unknown. And I think they're maybe not as rooted as you and grounded and stable in their plan. I feel like they are in a very curious, I feel like you're very opposite, two opposites of a whole that just fits. And I feel like they lighten up your whole energy, and they kind of somehow entice you in like, a beautiful way, not in a manipulative way, to allow them to join you on this adventure, because I see that they understand they would need to fit into your world. You would not drop everything to be with them. And I think because they're the one that's not so rooted, they kind of fit into your world. I want to get lots more though. Show us the strongest energy here for group four. This is quite a unique, multifaceted connection. This is unusual. Yeah, see, you've got card 21, Sarah Dwin. Creativity, inspired ideas, learning new skills. That is the Page of Swords. That is the Fool energy. New creative things. I want to try something new. Kind of magician energy a little bit. Like, what can I try my hand at? I feel like this person, it's giving a little bit of like entrepreneurship, inventor energy. That could also be you. That could be what you connect on. I feel like you guys talk about unusual things, like very deep, multifaceted things that most people are not talking about. Like, I don't see a lot of earthy things here, like maybe sports or, building things, or, like it's not as rooted and grounded, but it's very focused. But it's got this swift flexibility to it. Like I said, entrepreneur, inventor, where you're both like, have you heard of this concept? Have you heard of this theory? Have you heard of this invention? Like, what do you think about that? What do you think about this? I see you just discussing concepts, and I feel like that's what intrigues you about the person, because I think that not much makes you think, and this person makes you think outside the box. This person is very eager to connect with you, and they're very, what's the word? Like, they're not going to give up. Like, I see them following you down the street. Like, if they're like, oh, excuse me, like, I think you're beautiful. Could I have your number? I see you being like, no, I'm not dating. And they're like, okay, well, I really like your shoes and blah 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 blah. They have this earnest, that's what it is, this earnest to them where they see, they know what they like, they see you and they instantly are like attracted to you. And you intrigue them. You intrigue them, but you're so focused. Like, look at this Nine of Wands energy that I feel like you're in. You're really independent. You're striving towards your goal and you're so focused. Nine of Wands matched with the Queen of Voices. I don't think much can turn your head from this, but for some reason, this person's, the way their brain works, I don't think much impresses you, and they do. But I want to find out so much more about them. I'm so curious about this connection for you. You got card one. It's a super moon. It says success, recognition, and the answer is yes. I really see this person meeting you at a time in your life where you're seriously focused on some other goal, like graduating, attaining something, building something. And you're Nine of Wands, you're right near the finish line. And I feel like they kind of understand that they will not be your first priority at this point in your life. But because they really clearly see that you're the one that they want, they just know that it's just truth. They understand you have lots of choices. They understand you've got a lot going on. As you achieve this, when you reach that 10 of Wands and the cycle starts back again to the Fool, that's when things really jump off for you. It says the answer is yes. I feel like there's something here that you achieve, that you meet. It's almost like, when people say, oh, we met when we were in college or in school. Now, this could be your love story, right? This could be the person you're with, or this could be what happens. And it's like, I was working on my doctorate and they were working on this, and we dated as much as we could, or we stayed in communication, or we were friends until I graduated and we both finished our, because we just didn't want to get distracted. It's something like that, like you're launching a business or you're creating an empire or you're working on some sort of thesis or starting a business or promotion at work, and love really isn't on your mind. But when this success and recognition comes in, when you complete whatever this task is and you're more grounded in it and it's achieved, essentially, even though you still may be working in it or working at it, the main, that push, that final Nine of Wands, Nine of Tens, that final 9 of 10, that final 9, 10 of Wands, where you're pushing forward action of something to its completion, it happens. You get that recognition, achievement, and then I actually think it's so serendipitous that it says the answer is yes. I feel like when you get that crowning glory, see, she has this wreath, this crown wreath over her head, and this passion of yours comes to its fullest completion with the supermoon. That's when you take your attention from that thing. Maybe this person takes you out to celebrate. Maybe they've been a friend or a support to you the whole time. That's when you see with clarity see how this figure's looking through the glasses. You're like, wow, this person was really rooting for me through this whole thing, helping me to balance this, bringing me, late night snacks while I was studying, calling me, letting me know that I got this when I was feeling overwhelmed, supporting me, texting me to remind me, to, do certain things when I was getting too focused on whatever this is. Like, say you're writing a book or something and they're like, you know what, let me take care of that. Let me take your dry cleaning and let me, pay those bills for you this month because you got a lot going on. And I feel like once this success is in your hand, then you turn your attention to this person who's kind of been there supporting you. I want to get a lot more about this person. They're a little bit, it's very air energy. They're a little bit hard to get to know. It's very reserved energy, like very they hold their cards close to their chest, but if you directly asked them something, they would not hold back. They would be very clear. Oh, I want to be with group 4. That's my person. But they're not super emotionally expressive about it. They're just like, it's a given. Like, they'll tell anyone who wants to listen, but they also don't want to overwhelm you, and they know that you might be a little bit uncomfortable with like really overt displays of affection, or trying to, like, you might be turned off if they went on social media and, you know, tried to like publicly claim you, or, you know, say, oh, we're together. You would be like, excuse me, I have a lot of choices. I've got a lot of things going on. That's not your place. I feel like you would really feel like that's overstepping when you, if you're not ready to be in that position. I feel like this person might even like work with you, or be a part of, like I said, your schooling or something, because I see you kind of both learning. They could be younger than you, because I am getting that you're the queen and they're in a page energy. And it says learning new skills, creativity, inspired ideas. And I feel like you're in a 9. You're already got a lot going on here. And I feel like they're kind of like a little bit more green, a little bit more junior, a little bit more like immature, like I said, but not that they're immature, like silly, just that they're not at the place that you're at in life. And I feel like they have this kind of like raw admiration for you. And I feel like that's a big attraction for them, that you have this clarity and this preciseness and this vision for your life. I feel like that's a really big turn on for them. Like, they're like, wow, like group 4 is so focused and determined, and I'm not their main focus, and I'm not, you know, they're not going to put their things aside for me. And I think they love that drive and ambition. And I think that they're like, wow, this is somebody worth waiting for, because they know what they want. They go after what they want. They have clarity of mind. They think logically, they think practically. This is not someone who I'm going to feel like a lot of drama or toxicity with. I feel like I know where I stand with them. This pile is kind of switched in the sense that the other groups, 1, 2, and 3, it was very much what they think about you. It was like, they love you, they adore you. This pile, they're much more concerned and like wrapped up in what you think of them. Like, they really want your respect and your admiration, and they really want to be someone that you feel is worthy of their time, because they really just like have so much admiration for you. It's kind of giving like Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada. Like, if someone came to work there, or like, you know, like the FedEx guy, and he was like, oh my gosh, like I have such a crush on her, but like I'm also intimidated and scared of her. But I also want to be with her, because like, wow, like what a human being, what a soul. Okay, you got diligence, and something else popped out here. Yeah, you're being extremely diligent. That's you. Courage. Okay, I see that. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like they're intimidated by you. I feel like it takes okay, so first of all, you're extremely diligent. You got this diligent card. You have the 9 of Wands. Like, what else do we need to say? You're focused. You're not breaking your stride at what you're doing, and friggin' good for you to not let a relationship derail you. I think that they find it extremely intimidating in a good way. I think that there's just they admire you and respect you like they never have before. I think they know that they think differently, and they've never found someone who could expand their mind like that, and you feel the same. You're like, listen, I'm kind of like a little bit of a black cat energy here, like the Queen of Voices with her crows. You kind of like to spend a lot of alone time. You spend a lot of time in your own mind. You're creating, you're envisioning things. You're thinking on a level of intellect, maybe, and open-mindedness that other people aren't, you know, like maybe you talk with your friends or people around you, or you go on a date and you're just like, we have nothing to talk about because they're talking about sports. Nothing wrong with sports, but I'm just saying they're talking about sports, and you're like, I'm talking about quantum string theory or something, you know, or like chemical compounds, or I don't know. I don't even know, right? And I think you both feel like there's no real match for you intellectually or in terms of like really sparking your interests. And I feel like when you meet, it takes them a lot of courage to talk to you. Like I said, to talk to Meryl Streep's character, I can't remember her name, in Devil Wears Prada, like an Anna Wintour vibe. Whatever that is in fashion to what you do, I feel like apply it, because that's how I feel like you come across to them. Like this is almost like someone having a crush on their professor, university professor or whatever, and they're kind of just like in awe of them. And then later in life, they, cross paths in another capacity where it's like ethical or whatever, and they kind of strike up this connection. But I want to get more. Give me a little bit more tarot because this is such a curious energy. Show us more specifically about their person, about this Page of Swords. Okay, you got the Ace of Materials. Yeah, they're starting out in life when they meet you with this Saradwin. Creativity, inspired ideas, learning new skills. They're either in school, they're just starting out their business, they're like creating something, they're an entrepreneur, they're an inventor, they're exploring the world, they're kind of testing new theories or testing new things. They're just starting to plant their seeds and create their life. And you could have that disparity. That could be what this Two of Materials is also about. You balancing your life, but you also balancing the differences that you have in life. Maybe you're more established and they're just starting out, right? And maybe you want to eat out at these fancy restaurants and they're not able to, or switch that energy, right? If I'm reading you guys reversed, or you're like, I want to buy a house, and they're like, I'm still renting and I have a roommate. I do feel like there's quite an age difference here, because you're just in two different places in life. So I feel like you've just had like earth years on them where you've just accumulated more and achieved more and you're just further down the road. But I feel like you're almost like they look up to you. There's like a mentorship there where you guys talk about your ideas and like, what if I start this? And you're like, listen, I already achieved this. I already went through the school. Like I can advise you on that. And I feel like it feeds both of you because you love new things. So you kind of get in on what they're doing and you give your ideas and you consult, and they love to chew things over and hash things out, and they love that they get like your validation and your cosign. I think it really supports them. It supports their sense of development and growth. Like they're like, okay, this person, I look up to them so much and they believe in me. They believe in my business idea. They believe in my invention. They're giving me tips. They're kind of, we're walking together through this. Show us more for group four's person. They could unexpectedly propose to you, by the way, because it says the answer is yes, and that you have the Seven of Cups card. Like, look at the Seven of Cups card. There's seven goldfish. Like one is wearing like a shark fin, one is blindfolded, one is like a lizard gills, one has like a wreath. I see that you have like a lot of suitors or options. By the way, this could also be somebody that you have either dated before or considered dating before. This could be like a friend who's just like in your peripheral already. I forgot to say this at the beginning. And with the Two of Pentacles, and you're kind of like, can we make this work? Can we make this work? Maybe we tried it before. Maybe you dated very briefly in the past, or this could even be like an ex, right? Who you're like, we tried in our teens or our early 20s. Then I got really focused on my life. They got focused on their stuff. But what if we have a new beginning? This Fool energy. What if we can somehow juggle these differences to make them work? What if we can somehow make this harmonious? That's another energy here that I forgot to say at the beginning. So it could be the same person that I've been describing, or a different situation. Show us more for group four. I'm really curious about your guys' person's energy. Strength. This has come out in almost every group now. Okay. So card A, 8, strength. Whatever happens here, whatever way this unfolds, it makes you the best version of yourself. It gives you a confidence and a partnership that it literally somehow bonds your strengths, is what I'm seeing. Like it allows you both to improve your lives. Like it's not, I wouldn't say it's not the most lovey-dovey, like romantic. I don't think that's either of your energy. You have that in the way that you express it. Like maybe that's sitting with each other and talking about your latest vision or dream or idea, or like really like pulling apart some sort of like complex, problem or equation together. That's how you show love. And you got both got these giddy smiles on your face because you're like, my person just gets me. No one else would let me go to this level of analyzing this and talking about this as my person does. And no one else would be as patient with me as this person is, because a lot of people would be like, oh, if I'm not going to be your main focus, then I don't want to be in your life. Like I have to be your number one priority. That's not this person. This person is really okay with you being in the spotlight and you shining. And I think that they're happiest when you're in your strength, when you're confident, when you're independent, when you feel like you've got all of your ducks in a row, when you're having the success that you worked hard for. I feel like they see that as their success, like them being there to support you through this. I feel like they're patiently waiting for when you're ready to start this fool's journey, when this answer will be yes for them. Like I said, this could be an ex, someone that you rekindle something with that you want, not if something that it's not somebody you don't want, because we have usually have multiple exes, but someone that just the timing wasn't right and you weren't able to figure it out. You weren't able to get that balance. In this new beginning, you are able to find that balance and it does mesh. Or it's somebody in your field, like a friend, or you meet this person in the workplace or in school, and they're kind of in your peripheral, and you develop this connection through this air energy, through your love of this intellect, of these new ideas, of whatever you guys are creating, and it bonds you. And as things ease up in your physical world, you achieve whatever this thing is, they're starting their new thing, you decide to choose one of these cups that they're in, that their love is offered in. And if that's a timeline that you choose, and you're like, you know what? You've been around, you had my back, you get me like no one else gets me. You don't try to change me. You don't ask a lot of me. You understand that I have a lot of mental energy that I'm running, and you don't ask me to shift into like a heavy emotional energy and be like super affectionate in public, or super, giving you words of affirmation, when that's just not my love language. I'm who I am, and I feel like that's what they value about you, and they get you just like nobody else does. Show us more for group 4. And I think that you see how it could work. Like you see it, you look back and you see, wow, they were there for that. They were there for that. They had my back for that. They didn't abandon me on that. They supported me through that. They've been patient through that. And I feel like you realize how for you they have been the whole time. And you're like, with one small tweak, I could make space for this person in my life, in my heart. And I could make this that love that I've been kind of putting off. And maybe now you're seeing like it was right in front of you the whole time. And I feel like you start to build something together with this Ace of Materials. This is the only place that the earth energy has come in here. The whole thing. Oh yeah, you have the Two of Pentacles too. But it's a lot of air. It's a lot of thinking and ideas and success and working towards something. And then you have this Ace of Materials, where I feel like you finally decide at some point after this thing is achieved to build something together, to start something together, to plant a seed together, whether you start a business together, or you buy a home together, or you move in together, or you just verbally commit to each other. I feel like it is a bit of a untraditional or unexpected connection. Like I don't think it happens in the typical way where it's like we meet, we go on a date, We go on some more dates, we fall in love, they propose. I feel like it has a kind of like varied history. Like there's a lot of layers to this. Maybe at some point you worked together, you were friends together, maybe you dated, maybe you tried to, maybe they're kind of like in your energy, but there's a tipping point where they choose you, where they make it clear their intention. They have the courage at some point to stand up and ask if that's something you would be interested in, or to start to to approach you in that romantic aspect. And I see you choosing them and going on a new journey with them and starting to build something. Show us final cards for group 4. Really intriguing energy. Like, I'm super curious what you guys do. This is when I wish I had the comments open because I just want to know. But I don't think you would comment anyway. You would hold your cards pretty close to your chest, and I feel like so do they, but they're more like pull you out of your shell a little bit. Like they get you out of your head. They're this Fool energy. Okay, you got the Garden. This came out in another pile. So there's that Earth energy showing up here. Ace of Materials. You start to build and nurture something together. You start to plant seeds together. You start to water each other. It starts to flourish. The relationship starts to bloom. Like you have these 2 roses juggling here. And it starts to become 2 instead of the 1. As slowly as that needs to happen. One movie they were showing me, my guides, was One Fine Day. It's from the 90s with George Clooney and Michelle Pfeiffer, and they're both like single parents, and they're both working through full time. And although it's not pretty, like how they come together, it's kind of chaotic and a lot of like misunderstandings and missing each other. They find a way to make it work for their life because it's very 2 of Pentacles. They're balancing so much. There's overwhelm. It's real life. There's real problems. But one thing they do know is that they have some sort of connection and draw to each other. And so they find a way to pursue that and to explore that. And they kind of go from these 2 separate things where they're juggling a lot to this Fool energy where they step on this new path together and they're kind of tentatively like, what would it be like if we blended these 2 worlds? And they're both very fixated on their careers, very fixated. So it's like actually, I would say they would probably both be air energy in that. Maybe give that movie a watch if you're looking for a movie, One Fine Day. It's kind of the energy here. Show us the final card for group 4. I could just sit in your energy for a while because I'm very intrigued by it. It's like a book I want to keep reading to see what happens next. Okay, you got card 29, Woman. This also came out in the past pile. So, I mean, that could be you. That could be your person. I'm going to get you another card because it doesn't tell me that much. It also could mean you end up starting a family together and have a daughter, or one of you has a daughter. Show us more. A couple more cards. Oh, you got Letter. Okay. I wonder if that was going to come out for somebody. Card 27. Yeah, for some of you, like, gentlemen. Okay, see, so it's a partnership here. As I was saying, One Fine Day, Michelle Pfeiffer and George Clooney is like represented here. 28 and 29. It's nothing to do with gender, like I said at the beginning. Apply that to whatever, that can be same gender couples, whatever that means to you. It's just showing partnership. It's like 2 single people, then they come together. Now you have this 27 letter. Now, back in the old days with the pigeon carrier here, so this could be text or email. There is some energy here that this is someone that you know, like I said, an ex, someone that you worked with, a coworker, someone you went to school with, and you get some sort of communication from them, and that's how they kind of pop back into your life. Or they write you a letter to express how they feel. That would be a very air energy things to do, a very sword energy things to do. This is how I'm feeling inside. Let me express my truth and clarity. They could write you a letter. They could write you a text. They could write you an email. I kind of see you being like, we'll see a little bit. And I think that's fine. I think they expect that of you, and they know that you're not just going to have a deep outpouring of emotions, just because they reached out. I think you're like, we'll see. I've got this going on, I've got that going on, and I feel like they come into your life, and it's the intellect that connects you guys. It's the ideas, it's the creativity, it's the clarity of mind, it's the truth, it's the hunger for new information, it's the search for the truth, it's the passion with which you both pursue your passions and whatever is going on in those beautiful minds of yours, that, and then expressing it into the world. That's what connects you together if you resonate with this energy. And at some point, when you've achieved this goal, you say yes to them, you make a choice, they have the courage to express how they're feeling, and you embark on this new journey together where you start to create together and you start to build together and you start to create this partnership and you start to nurture this garden, this bloom of this relationship. And I feel like that's where you realize, even though you felt overwhelmed and like you had a lot going on, you're stronger together than apart. Like I said, two heads are better than one. Many hands make light work. It's like somehow coming together creates a stronger unit than you two separately. And I feel like instead of you feeling like it's overwhelming and it's taking away from your priorities, it actually helps you with your focus, with your passion, with your priorities. And it adds a beautiful, like, helpmate, like a partnership energy to your life where you feel like it's not all the pressure's on you, and you also have some more fun, some more adventures, some more interest. Because I do feel like there's a little bit of Sagittarius energy here, like just that energy. It doesn't mean they have to be a Sag, where they kind of, with this Fool, how the Fool represents them, and they got creativity, learning new skills, inspired ideas, they would be the one to say to you, hey, let's go try that new restaurant. Hey, let's go like on a van trip. Let's go down to the coast and do a road trip. And you're like, oh, I don't know, I've got all these things. But they pull you out of your shell. And I feel like it really adds you out of your like intellectual shell, where you're kind of happy with what you do and focused on your things internally. I feel like they pull you out into the world, into the earth a little bit, and have you experience things in your body more. And I feel like you realize that really balances you out, and that's really the type of partner that you need and that suits you. And I feel like it ends up being something unexpected, because there is some sort of either like age difference or unexpected way that you meet, or someone you didn't expect to create a connection with. But it ends up being that you see how perfectly suited they are for you. And it's really, really cool. I love your guys' energy. I would love to like meet you guys in real life and like have a really cool conversation about whatever you guys got going on, because it sounds amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If any of the other groups called you, I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello, group fives, and welcome to your love reading where we're tuning into the energy surrounding your soulmate or divine counterpart. You have the quartz shell, and when we were splitting the deck, the King of Wands came off. Wow, that's what you want to see in a love reading. That can be an individual, this could be you or the person that you're drawing in, who is passionate. This person is going to love you right. This person is confident, a leader. They're into love, and they show through actions, not just words. They're ready to take charge of their life and of the connection, and kind of like, it's a little bit of sweeping you off your feet energy, but it's in a very grounded, future building way. It's someone who puts their money where their mouth is. It's not just someone who's going to come in and, like kind of love bomb you or anything like that. This is someone who takes action all throughout their life, and who, when they see you, is going to move swiftly and take action with you. It's someone who's motivated. It's someone who's driven, ambitious. They shine. They're self-confident. People look up to them. They have that charisma. It's very powerful energy. So let's find out all about group five. Please show us about their future connection. This can be someone that you're with right now, if you just want to hear your love story reflected back to you, or this can be someone new that's coming into your life, or someone from the past, of course. Oh, you got 4 of Wands. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a wedding archway here. Divine coupling, it literally says on the card. Homecoming, commemoration. This is the engagement, marriage card, building a future. I always say it's like the four wands or the four legs of a table. You're building a platform, you're building something to build off of. You could be building a home together, building a life together. Not surprised that you got King of Wands right into the Four of Wands. That would be just the energy of a King of Wands. The King of Wands would come in and say, I want to get married. Let's build a life together. Let's move in together. Let's buy a home together. Let's have somewhere that we can both come home to at the end of the night and cuddle with each other and talk about our days. Somewhere that we can invest in and share our creative ideas and the dream for the future that we both envision. More here for group 5. Show us all about this divine connection, about their soulmate, whatever they call it. I forgot to say at the beginning, but this is an inclusive reading, so regardless of what labels or terminology I use, regardless of background or gender or your preference in relationships, this is about how you express and like to receive love and what that looks like for you. So apply it to whatever terms. If I'm talking about divine masculine feminine, if knights or queens or kings come up, apply it to whatever that energy represents in your life. You can also reverse the roles, because sometimes I'll be talking about your partner but you see yourself more in that, and then reverse it in that case. Okay, show us all about group 5's divine counterpart. That one doesn't want to go back in. Queen of Swords. This just came up in group 4. You could be from there. Independence, articulate, clear boundaries. So that could be you. You could be an air sign, or you could be calling in an air sign. This is someone who is very sure of who they are, very clear on their truth, doesn't mince words, could be practical, logical, analytical, very intellectual, or very just clear on the vision for their life. Not someone who's going to be like, I don't know, or wishy-washy. This could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius energy showing up here. King of Wands could be Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy showing up. Doesn't have to be those signs, just the energies. Ace of Cups, divine kinship, new beginnings. This is very powerful spiritual connection. You could be with this person right now if you're in a relationship, because it feels very established, or this could even be someone from a past life, a twin flame, like it's a soulmate connection, whatever you resonate with. This is someone that when you find them, you're not missing it. Like the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands, you have a king and a queen. You're building a life together and you have the Ace of Cups. There's no confusion. There's no murky energy here. There's no, I'm not sure, or trying to figure things out, or this is like when you see each other, it starts. You start pouring into each other. You recognize each other as a couple. You recognize it as a divine connection. You recognize each other's strengths immediately and what you can both offer and how you could be a powerful. This is power couple dynamic for sure. Show us more for group 5. Page of Swords. This also came up in group 4 with the Queen of Swords. How interesting. I wonder if you're from there, or if this is more, because group 4 kind of ended at their, when they decide to start the relationship. It was more about the courting stage and how they met. So I wonder if this is the future of that connection. Curious, ambitious, idealistic. So there's an energy here where you're very curious about each other, and I feel like this person is very curious about you. There's that ambition again. I think that they are intrigued by you, by your clarity, by the knowing of who you are, by your truth, that you don't mince words, that you're direct. I feel like they have maybe been in situations in past that became very game playing and mind games, and they love your clarity of vision and how you don't mince words. They always know where they stand with you, and I think they've been waiting for someone like you, and you've been waiting for someone like them who takes the lead, because you're very strong. You're very independent, Queen of Swords. They're like, this person has to be just as rooted in themselves as me in order for me to respect them and align with them and allow them to lead me sometimes, and allow me to, and they allowed me to lead them sometimes. Now, the Page of Swords, this could start where you build a family too. This could be someone coming into your world in terms of a child, because a page can represent a child or youthful energy also. Ooh, those two kind of didn't want to go back in, so let's grab them here. Two of Cups. Oh my gosh, you're getting all of the relationship cards. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, collaboration, unification, compromise, and Page of Cups. Oh my gosh, now you have two pages. So I wonder if you have a son and a daughter. Curiosity, enthusiasm, imagination. So what if you have a little Pisces baby and a little Aquarius baby or something? Or you could have these kids now because they're showing up. Maybe you come with a son and they come with a daughter from previous marriages or something like this. It's just a representation. It can also be, what I'm seeing kind of strongly here too, if that doesn't resonate, is you guys bring your inner childs with you. It's almost like you have this Page of Swords energy with them, even though you're the Queen of Swords, and they have this Page of Cups energy with you, even though they're the King of Wands, where they can get, out in their public persona, they're very, a leader and ambitious. But then with you, that inner child comes out, that sweetness, that curiosity, that, like that soft, page energy of like, wow, I'm really in love. Like, I'm smitten with this person. Like, I'm head over heels. I can't stop thinking about this person. That was the Page of Cups energy. And I almost see you being in your Page of Swords energy. Like I said, this could also represent children, because it's very interesting how you came out with a king, a queen, and then two pages. So that could be a future family or a family unit that you have now that blends together. But this can also represent your inner child who come out in this connection together, where you're not so hard, you're not so protective, you're not so mature in your energy. You allow yourselves to get silly and kind of allow that like youthful, that like wide-eyed, bushy-tailed energy to come back, where you're like that fresh new love that you felt when you had a crush on somebody in school. That's what I'm seeing kind of emerges here. Show us more for overall strongest energies for group 5's connection regarding their romantic love life. Soulmates, divine counterparts. This one is emerging. Card 32, you got the pink moon, a very rare moon. Renewal, growth, rebirth, nature. This relationship continuously expands and continuously surprises both of you. This is not, if you've ever been in a relationship where it gets stagnant really fast, or you feel, kind of bored, or like, okay, I don't really think this is moving anywhere. This relationship is rare, first of all, because you got the pink moon, which is a rare moon. And it's something that continues to replenish. Every day you're learning something new about this person. Oh, wow, they're into pickleball. Oh, I didn't know they were so close with their family. Oh, I didn't know that they took ballet in school. Oh, wow, they started this side business. Oh my gosh, they took me here. I would never have expected that. It's, they shared this childhood memory with me, or they showed, I thought they were all, boss man or boss lady and analytical, or, leadership, assertive and kind of serious and buttoned up. And here we are laughing, like snorting out of our noses, like sneaking into a drive-in movie or something. Like, I see it being so expansive that you're constantly being renewed in your interest towards each other, because I think that they're constantly attracted to how your mind works and just the level of depth and intellect and clarity and self-awareness that you have, and you're constantly attracted to and in awe of their ability to create, to pursue, to achieve things, to take action on things. And you complement each other very well, because sometimes you're very in your mind and you may be slow to move on things, and they may be not as expansive in their thought processes. And so it's like you add things. Like if they have a business, you're like, oh, have you thought about, this, that? And they're like, no, I literally never considered that. And then for you, they're like, hey, let's go do it. Let's go sign up for it. Let's get that, grant you need, or let's get that qualification you need. And you're like, I don't know, should I? Like, I've been thinking about it. I'm envisioning it, but like, I don't know, should I take that action? Could I do it? And they give you that kind of leadership and confidence And it's a really nice balance. I want to get another card here because your guys' energy is super expansive. Yeah, this collaboration, the Two of Cups, it's so collaborative. You give this, they give that, and you people all the time will say to you, you guys are a really powerful couple. You guys really complement each other. Like that's how it is, where it's apparent to everybody that you're each solid in your own queen or king energy, but you're also super in awe of each other, and you're constantly growing and renewing in the connection where it never gets stale. You never feel like you know all of the person because they're constantly expanding because of you, and you're constantly expanding together. Yeah, you're both in the, because you have curious here twice on the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. You're both just like, tell me more. Tell me how your mind thinks. Tell me how you did that. How did you start that business? How was your day? And then what happened? Like, you're both just, your entertainment is each other. Like, you're not like, let's watch a movie, let's watch a show. Maybe if you're just kind of like at that point where you need to like just chill your mind out. But I don't see it being more interesting than finding out what the other person is up to or thinking. I think you genuinely like them and admire them and feel like completely sparked by them. Like you're light. There's definitely a strong physical connection too with the King of Wands energy and this King Queen counterpart energy, and all of this Cups energy. You guys together is a level of emotion that I don't think either of you has experienced before in a connection. And that's what makes it so divine. Like such a spiritual connection, because you go to depths that you haven't let yourself go to with anybody else. And so that makes the physical aspect of it super deep and intimate and strong. That makes the conversations super deep and connected. You go to like memories of your childhood. Like I see you guys talking a lot about everything. And because the connection, there's 444 on the clock, by the way, right now, if that's meaningful to you, because the connection is so strong, you move quickly to the Four of Wands. There's no question. You're going to move in together, get engaged, get married, whatever long-term commitment or honoring that person looks like for you. There's no question that this is your person and that you want to build with them. And you want to be with them for your foreseeable future. You have Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Four of Wands. There's no question that this is your person when you meet them. You could be of different nationalities or cultural backgrounds. I'm seeing, show me more for group 5. For some of you, this is a second kind of chapter in your life where it comes along, after a first marriage or something. Just take that if it resonates. Yeah, Wolf Moon, I'm not surprised that you got this. Card 29, look at this. Wise leader. Authenticity, that's this King of Wands energy. Stepping up. Instincts. Did I say authenticity already? Because that's on the card. Look at all the blue you have on here too with this little bit of pink. This person is like, you find it so attractive because they just take charge. They're like, be ready at 7. I'm making dinner reservations. Or like, I booked us a trip away. This could be the person, this could be your partner currently. Also, don't forget if you're already with somebody, because I just saw that on a timeline and someone's like, yes, my person does that. This could be like, I see them walking you through a floor plan of a house. Like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And you're like, yeah, no, it's great. I love it. And they're like, okay, I was going to buy it for us. What do you think? They have big ideas and dreams, and they want to do it with you together. And they take that initiative. They step up. They follow their heart on things. They don't only follow their head, and that balances you out really well. And they really sweep you away with their vision for your life together. Because I feel like you're a little bit more like hermit energy. You might be like, I'm very happy by myself, or, I'm happy to have a partner too, but like, they expand your perception of what your future could be with their ideas, and with kind of like meshing them with your ideas and your vision, and saying like, oh, you want that? You want a studio? I'll build that for you. You want to travel? Let's travel. You talked about this place. We're going there. You want to try this cuisine? I booked us a table there. They make your dreams, whatever you're in your air energy envisioning, they bring it down to reality with the Four of Wands. You're the designer, they're the builder, is what I'm hearing. They're the one who makes your dreams happen. And it's like a really beautiful, this Two of Cups, really beautiful, like yin yang partnership with this. Show us more for group 5 and this really intensely connected energy. I really like this for you. I would say this would move fairly quickly when you meet this person, but also at a steady pace. Like, I don't think it would be like shocking to anyone. I think it would just be obvious to people, like, wow, yeah, those two are meant to be together. Those two are a power couple. Those two just completely complement each other, and it would just be, I would say, pretty quick though. Like, I would see you getting engaged or committed under a year. I don't see this person letting you, stay out there kind of unclaimed, however you want to word that, for too long. Like, they would want to make it clear you're in a partnership together. They would want to love you out loud. They would want to establish these roots with you as soon as possible, because I feel like with Four of Wands energy, fire energy, they understand, like, we got this one life to live in this incarnation. I'm not going to waste it, being willy-nilly with this person or making them wonder about my intentions. I want to be clear that I want to be with them. I'm going to propose. I want to get us a house. I want to build with them. I want them to have whatever they need. I want to have growth. I want to start a family, if that's what you want. Show us more for group 5 about their energy and their connection. What's the strongest energy in group 5's connection? I heard the word ethereal. Yeah, sometimes you might be in positions with this person where you're like, I can't believe this is real. Like, I see you like flying on a private plane or being on a yacht or just going on some sort of vacations or building your dream home or like, having children together, and you're just like having this like laughter, on a Sunday morning on a cozy breakfast, and you're just like, this just feels unreal. Like, I just didn't expect to have this sort of love. To this depth and this sort of satisfaction where I feel like I have everything. I have everything that I could have ever wanted in this connection with this person. Okay, you have standstill coming out here, which I really like for you, and I'll explain why in a second. You both need that, because this grounds you both. This roots you both, because you're both very busy. You're super independent. They're super motivated. And if you guys didn't tether to each other, you would never stop. So this, I'm going to explain it now. Actually, Spirit's saying, look at this crane. Stopping, looking out at this beautiful lagoon and enjoying the moment. This roots you both. Actually, people will probably say that to you too, like your family. Oh my gosh, you finally made them stay in one place. Like, maybe they travel a lot, or you travel a lot, or you're, for work, or you're here and there, or you're moving all around, and now you buy a house together, and it's almost like this Two of Cups, you collaborate, you unify, like it says, unification, you join your lives together, divine coupling, divine kinship, and it roots you. So you're not standing still here because you have this growth, renewal, rebirth. You're constantly expanding and evolving, but now it's within the partnership. So you're rooted somewhere. You're not kind of all over the place doing your own things in your own separate worlds. Now you're in the present moment. You might feel like it's the first time you've really stopped to smell the roses, in this connection. Like, being together gives you a purpose to be present in the moment. Whether it's with your children, or you're designing your home together, or you're enjoying a great meal, or you're sitting out on the dock or on a deck or in a canoe, or because you also have nature here. I see, and then you have this standstill card where this crane or whatever this is clearly enjoying the nature. There's something where it allows you guys to take a beat, take a breath. You're not on this hamster wheel of life where you're like just pursuing your career. Something more meaningful presents, and it's your connection, and it's building a life together, and it allows you to kind of stay in one place and put down roots and enjoy the present moment more. Show us more for group 5. Also, Spirit's saying to me, for some of you, this relationship comes at a time where you feel like you're kind of might be at a loss. Like maybe you finish something up or they finish something up, a big project or a big promotion, or maybe you retire or they retire, and you're kind of like, where am I going next? Like maybe you do feel a little untethered. And then when you're in that standstill energy, that's when this presents. That's when you meet each other. That could just be, take that if it resonates. Oh, you got delight. Look at this sparrow just loving their life in this field of wildflowers. Like I said, the standstill energy allows you to delight and take pleasure in each other and more in life. Like there's a lot of sensual things here, senses, good food, a lot of physical affection, intimacy together, holding hands, hugging, cuddling, enjoying, like a meal out, enjoying nature. There's something about the connection that there's things you wouldn't do alone. Like you wouldn't go on a hike alone, or you might not go eat out alone, but the connection expands your horizons, and all of a sudden together you're exploring your senses more, and you're exploring the world more, and you're delighting in the environment around you and in the world you created. And it's just like a beautiful safe space for you to enjoy life more than you had been before. Show us final cards for group 5. Not that I want to leave your guys' energy, because I love your connection. Show us final cards for group 5's connection, strongest energies of their relationship. I want to get 4. You got Fox. Group 1 got that. Oh, you got 5. Oh my gosh, so many good things here. Okay, first Fox. I'll look at those two over. So in a second, you got card 14, Fox. So first of all, you guys are very attracted to each other. You find each other foxy. That's the energy that I get from this card. I also feel like your person is very clever. They're very intelligent, very smart. They're going to find a way to get something done. That's seriously King of Wands energy. But I think you find them to be a fox. You're like, this person is like, wow, my dream person. That's the strongest message I get from that. Now, mice. Y'all are probably having kids. We've already got the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords. Look at these 3 mice. It's like you're building a community. I'm going to put it with that Page of Cups, Page of Swords energy here. That's the strongest energy I'm getting from that. If you don't want to have kids, of course, you don't have to. You have free will. It's just showing that you expand. There's some expansion here. You got card 24, heart. Look at the 2 butterflies in this. It's a divine connection. This is love. This is true love. This is not, I think I love them, but now now that in hindsight, I think it was just lust or like or convenience. This is someone who you, maybe for the first time ever, they have access to your heart and you have access to their heart, and the way that you look to each other. And I see you guys touching foreheads, and the way that you kiss. It's just so connected and gentle and intimate. You see into each other's hearts. You understand each other, how they think, how you work, how you feel, what's important to you, what you value, and you move around each other in a way that honors that and adores it and admires it and respects it. Now the other 2 cards you got was Tree, card 5, and Letter. Okay, so card 5, Tree, this is that putting down roots. This is that nature. This is that growth. You guys build together. This is that standstill energy. What does a tree do? A tree stands still. A tree is not a hummingbird flitting all over the place, right? Nothing wrong with hummingbirds, but the tree came up here. The tree is rooted. This is something you guys may even plant a tree together or have done that if you're with your person, and you see it grow over the years. You see your kids playing on the tree. It's something that's a marker for you of your love, and it represents that rooted, building, nurturing energy that is so apparent in this connection. Now, with the letter, this is a pigeon here, but in current times, this could be an email or a text. This could be how you meet the person. They could write you a letter. This could be someone who writes you a lot of letters, like they're always giving you cards on anniversaries and birthdays, or maybe they're constantly expressing their emotions for you in handwritten letters or in poems or in songs. There's some sort of communication that is very sweet here, and that they want to make sure that you know how they feel about you. Also, like I said, it could be a text or an email or a call coming. This could be someone from the past. This could be just the way that you guys meet, you guys communicating at the beginning through written word or something like that as you get to know each other. Really sweet, powerful, like this is your classic, like divine counterpart, like those couples that you look up to and you admire them. You know, you're like, wow, like what a connection, like what a love that they have, like what a blessing. I really feel that if you resonate with this energy, you're either with your person, like I said, because the energy is very developed and strong, or you're, when you meet this person, you will know because this person is passionate and clear and will pursue you. It will speak to your heart. You will imagine yourself building a family probably with them or building a life with them relatively quickly. You will see the growth. You will see that Ace of Cups, that Two of Cups, something you can pour into, something new that you can start. It will be so obvious and apparent the depth of that cup as you both pour your emotions into it. And then you're sharing and you're collaborating and then you're building into a Four of Wands energy, divine coupling, it says. It's really, really beautiful. It's really authentic. It's really rooted and stable and pure and passionate, I would say, is the strongest thing. Passionate and deep emotions here. But you also really create a lot together. You build a beautiful life together. There's a lot of bringing things out of the ether into the earth here with this individual and building a beautiful life that the two of you just marvel at every day, I would say, as you walk along your path hand in hand. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to sit in your energy and take a peek into your love life and your soulmate divine counterpart connection. If any other group was calling to you, then I will see you in that reading shortly. And if not, it'll be in another reading on another day. Bye.